to be here? Did I make a mistake? Silence.
Oh.
Oh.
That authority.
Hello, everyone! It's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Talkin' Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's Up. This time we're going over episode 13, The Chosen King, and it is a special episode of 7's Up for a few different reasons. One, it is the end of an arc, so we are definitely going to be talking about everything episode 13, and kind of give our thoughts through the first 13 episodes. I feel like this is a very fair time to kind of go back and go over what we think about Seven so far as a show. And it's very special because we are finally joined by a guest. Our first guest of what has been a turbulent 2020. You guys probably know him. You probably love him. Legendary Duels, JC. How you doing, man?
Probably. Anyway, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Glad to be here.
Dude, glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. So we're going to talk with Legendary. Legendary, I think, had the record for the most amount of appearances on Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Into the Vrains, guest appearances. Obviously, you were not huge on Vrains. You joined us also for the finale of that show. So not 100% sure where you stand on Sevens. I'm really excited to hear your thoughts coming off of a show that didn't really do it for you. So you have a unique perspective in that regard because we all kind of felt the opposite where we enjoyed Vrains quite a bit. But really excited to hear from you about 13. And of course, we're joined by the usual cast. Cal, Pete, Kate, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing good, man.
Good, man.
Good.
Just chilling in the back.
Good. Chilling in the back. Yes, and we will be joined by Nick T. Nick T's ETA is about 9:35. It's about 45 minutes from now, maybe 50 minutes. Nick T will be joining us midstream. He will be giving his thoughts on episode 13. Nick T did not like episode 12, so really excited to hear his thoughts on 13. But obviously, guys, this was a massive episode. So many things happened. We had our first insert song that was not an opening or ending in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Since March 30th, 2011, which is insane. Almost 10 years later. There was a special ending for episode 13. So I kind of want to start off there. This show, production-wise and budget-wise, through 13 episodes, completely different than what Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains was.
Well, you could say that.
Yeah. I mean, Vrains on episode 13 had a recap episode.
Yeah. That's when I gave up on Vrains.
Oh, is it really?
Episode 13,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I know Legendary likes hearing that.
I don't like it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying the sound of the dono is loud.
Oh, dude, we're Fox's got 5G dub song too. Let me lower that.
Not only is it loud, they said, and I quote, it is ear-raping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
It's lower. It's lower.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Hopefully it's not too
He
low.
said people would get sick of that song.
People are gonna get sick of it.
What, it's going fast?
Yeah, literally every time someone donates now, going fast.
Imagine
makes
hearing that
me
really
feel
loud in your ear.
alive. Yeah, that's all it is. Oh my god,
So-
it's great. Yeah,
that's bad.
yeah.
It's also
horrible,
you don't
dude.
expect it's coming, so it's just bang right into your
Out
ear.
of nowhere.
I lowered it, so it should be fine now. I don't really know where to start because there, to me, in this episode, is so much to unpack. It's the end of an arc. It's going to be a doozy, I think, of a 7's Up podcast. So I'm excited for that. Legendary, you're the guest. I want to start with you.
Okay.
I want to kick it off with you. What are your thoughts on this past episode? And kind of a loaded question, your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's as a whole. Are you enjoying it through 13 episodes? Are you kind of Are you really loving it? Are you just not liking it at all? Your thoughts, man.
Well, for this last episode 13, it was just a great way to close off the arc, really. It was really fun. The duel was epic. I loved all the backstory that we got with, the hologram man or, Seto Kai.
Otis. So let me say this. I'm actually glad you brought that up, and I do want to correct myself. The person who translated Entame Subs, they put out a statement saying that Otis should have been translated as OTIS, not OTES, and that it was kind of a mistake. Going forward, they are going to be referring to Otis as OTIS. So the whole Seto backwards thing is not really accurate. So I did want to just put that out there. But I still think it's a Kaiba character reference.
Well, obviously,
yeah. So, I mean,
he has blue eyes.
Exactly, he has blue eyes. That's all I need. So
There's only one man that can run blue eyes.
exactly. So anyway, back to your thoughts.
But yeah, so episode 13 was really cool. I just loved all the backstory that we got, the whole backstory with Roa and how, he was in the same spot as Yugioh, and they both wanted to become... Well, they both didn't like how duels were structured back then. It was too rigid or whatever, too competitive. It's obviously an inside joke to, real life.
It is. And
So, we'll stick with that. So, and then I find it interesting that Seto Kaiba essentially, felt the same way about it, ironically. And he's like, you know what? I want to change this. So he picked someone. He chose someone. And Roa happened to also be there. And he wanted to be chosen, but Yugioh was instead. And he was kind of jealous about it. So I like that. I thought it was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And just the whole reason why he kind of had that set up, that duel in that stage, was because he knew the relic would come at that point.
Of course.
He wanted to ask Kaiba, hey, why didn't you choose me, man?
I also love how you refer to him as Kaiba.
Might
That
as well-
makes me very happy.
Might as well just go all the way in, right?
That makes me super happy. Yeah, you might as well go all the way in.
Speaking of the choir,
Yeah.
I mean, in Arc 5 you were close, but here, I mean, it's right on the nose.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on.
it's true.
Come on,
You
man.
know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just liked the episode. The animation was great. The music was great. I liked the way the duel ended. I loved Rose Ace Monster. I thought that was really awesome. His effect was cool. I loved the back and forth between them at the end. You know, even the stuff with Roman at the end when we find out her secret, which was you were on the nose. You know, she was tone deaf.
Yeah, she was tone deaf. That's all it was. And obviously, we'll talk more about that if any of you guys were like disappointed by that, or if you weren't really surprised. I personally didn't really like. I wasn't that surprised. That's genuinely what I thought it was.
Right. Yeah.
And I guess
It
you
makes
know,
sense.
yeah, for someone who's younger, I feel like something like that is way more embarrassing. Like when you're our age, you don't really care about stuff like that. Like, yeah, I can't sing. I'm proud to admit it.
No.
But I think back to how I was in elementary school, and there is some kind of
You also have to remember she's part of an extremely popular band.
Right.
So
So
that's
that
like
is
a,
kind of-
ooh, you
Yeah.
know.
that's a very
You're the
good point.
guitarist and you're
Yeah.
tone deaf. That's
That's
kind of
like-
weird.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like if Nick T was in his band
Yeah,
and he actually couldn't sing.
you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Nick
right.
T, he would not want
Yeah,
to
I feel like if that's a good.
I feel like any
perspective.
age would feel that. I mean, maybe not as dramatically, but some people like hold that in.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's
keep-
embarrassing for
Yeah,
some people. Yeah, I guess if you're not musically inclined at all, it's very easy to say, yeah, I can't sing. Before we continue, something I forgot to do. Yes.
Just people say you're still
Yeah.
killing their ears.
Oh man.
So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know
This-
what is loud,
the
guys.
dono sound is
Is
probably
it just the
way too loud.
donations or is it us? Like what's
Yeah.
really
I
bad?
think it's the dono.
I think someone said that it's not that it's incredibly loud, but it's too loud that it like sounds like it's interrupting the person talking.
Oh, well, it was at -24, so now it's at -42. So it should be. I mean, I can't lower it much more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird that it's
Can
only
you,
when I.
now can you mute it though?
Yeah, if I have to.
That's what I'm saying. So like if it still doesn't work, you can
Yeah,
always
I could
as
always
long as
mute
the
it.
alert still comes up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
still
So
comes
I
up.
do apologize for that, guys. I also do want to shout out everyone who donated in the last Sevens Up stream. I usually do that at the start. Kind of forgot to do that. Then we'll get right back to the discussion. Thank you to Sean Gilbride, Goosey Q, Nicholas Horton, Neos Gundam, Electric Kevin, Bam, Ice Aiden, Legendary Duels. Thank you. Anonymous Anime Lover, Otis Cunningham, Keith Shaw, Latrell, Brian Ford, Jack Knight 21, and Strong Punjabi. Thank you guys so much. 2 ways to donate: Super Chat and the link in the description. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. So yeah, you liked episode 13.
Oh, yeah,
Your
it's great.
thoughts on Sevens as a whole, real quick.
Honestly, I have not been disappointed with Sevens at all. I've like enjoyed it. Obviously, when you come off of Reigns, the tone is very different, very like dramatically different. You know, and the age is very different. Which to me, the age thing never bothered me. Like even from the beginning, I'm like, okay, like I'd be glad if it went back to Zale or whatever, because I'm not that big on the whole, like. Personally, for me, like I don't really care if it's younger or older. You know, as long as the show's good, the characters are good, and you know, there's so much more to it for me personally than that. But I just really enjoyed the fresh of air. The comedy's usually on point. You know, with
Yeah.
Sevens. You know, even though they're like 11 or whatever, like
Yeah.
they're really good with the comedy.
Comedy's been
They're so funny.
surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Surprisingly good, yeah.
And I'm very big on slice of life stuff. So the fact that it's most of the show, but you know, there's still duels and. You know, it's slowly building up. I like the fact that the duels are starting to get more, strategic. You know, like you got Ushido, right? Like he like had this kind of like burn, discarding your hand type of combo, you know. And then you know we have like Rook that's just focused on OTKing and stuff like that.
Sure.
And,
Yuga too, to a degree.
yeah, and Yuga also a little bit more of an OTK, kind of setting up the graveyard to get that one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rely on one card.
Yeah,
Every duel.
he does rely
Well-
heavily on Seven's Road Magician.
Well, that's his ace, so it makes
That
sense.
is his ace. I mean, we're going to see Lightning Bolt Condor soon. I'm actually very surprised we didn't see Lightning Bolt Condor in this duel.
Yeah.
But yeah, the styles are good. So you've been enjoying it more than Vrains
No,
so
I've had
far.
I've had fun. I've been so pleasantly surprised, and I feel like if anything, I feel like you should definitely 100% like the characters, because the characters are so enjoyable to watch. The chemistry between them, the jokes between them, like they get along so well. And that's really why you keep watching the show, because it's like everyone it's just fun to watch. While in Brains, it was the opposite of that. Like there was no friendships really.
Right, yeah.
It was just like completely like dull the whole time.
Right, well, in that regard, yeah, I
It's,
understand.
in
I mean,
that way.
Legendary wouldn't come here without insulting Brains. I mean, we come to expect that. Whenever he's on the stream, we know Brains is going to
Remember,
get
we had the
insulted.
famous
What?
bench scene. We still had that.
We had the
between
bench
Howie and
scene, yeah.
Sasha.
Sevens is just the bench scene expanded on. That's
Exactly.
If you hold on to that, then all right.
yeah. Pete, I want to know your thoughts on episode 13. You liked episode 12 a lot.
Yes.
Your thoughts on 13.
It was good. It's not my favorite episode. It's fractured, I guess is the best word I could come up with.
Fractured.
And I understand that, like, one half of the duel, the back half is dueling, and then, you know, the other side of the episode is more like kind of let's fill in the plot here. I just feel it's not cohesive enough for me. I don't know, there was something that just was not clicking throughout the episode where I felt all these pieces kind of fit together throughout this episode. It kind of felt like some of these scenes should have been in other episodes, and they were just kind of like tethered together here to like make this episode 13. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one who felt like that, and it's not an insult to like what happened. It felt like it was out of place.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Your thoughts though on the insert song? Did you like that song?
Oh, at the end there with
Yeah,
the
with
Roman?
Roman's,
Oh, it was
yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
I would definitely would love to find a way to get that on Spotify or something
That
that
song
I
was
can
amazing.
listen.
And
It was
listen
great.
to it all the
Yeah,
time.
Because
that's
I-
so good.
Maybe I misunderstood, but I thought when you were saying that they were going to play, I thought they were just going to play our normal ending.
That's
it was
what I
just gonna
thought
be them
too.
singing
That's
it.
what I thought
But
too.
to do their own original song, and I love that it was subtitled so I could read what the lyrics were about.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic.
And it was literally a song that was just solely dedicated to the last 4 episodes,
Yeah.
to this mini
and it was
arc.
shot like music video
Music
style
video
is the way they
style,
did it.
yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, really
good.
good. Kate, your thoughts on this episode?
I enjoyed the duel when it finally happened.
Okay.
The other parts were kind of just meh, like they were just there.
Yeah.
You know.
See, I'm all for the backstory, man.
I
I'm
am
all
too,
for the
but like
backstory.
it didn't really give me much this time. Like
Yeah.
all the backstory in the other episodes, I was really interested in and stuff, but like it just I don't know, I wasn't blown away by it. So I didn't hate it. I just wasn't like, oh my god, wow, that was the best episode.
Well, I feel like no, that's completely fair. I feel like this episode when obviously Otis makes his debut, nothing really happens that we didn't already know. Right, like we already knew from the last episode that he gave Yugioh Seven's Road.
Yeah.
Right.
He goes over a little more information as to why that happened, but nothing. I guess the plot doesn't really get advanced that much by him just giving his perspective on the events of the day. But what I love is what he said at the end of this episode and the final shot of this episode. That I thought was incredible foreshadowing, and we're going to get to that in a little bit. But I guess, yeah, the first half to not be too invested in. I mean, I disagree. But I was invested in it, but I understand.
I love plot, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying
Yeah.
that I'm not for it. I just felt like a lot of the things for me as the audience, and maybe Kate felt this way as well, and for the characters themselves were very obvious. Like, everyone knew what was going to happen, right? Like, Yugioh was not surprised when Otis showed up. Roa knew Otis
was
was
gonna come,
going
yeah.
to show up. Roa knew exactly that the card wasn't illegal. Like, everything wasn't a shocking revelation. It was all put together. Like,
Yeah,
it's all
so it
both
wasn't-
sides. Exactly.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I put the story together, but I wasn't like.
Well, the one big reveal was that he was a former Goha employee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but also we predicted that.
We did theorize that, but
10
I love
episodes
when the
ago.
theories
So, like,
come true.
when that came true, I
Because
was
that
like,
happens
oh,
so rarely.
okay,
I got to
yeah.
indulge in it, man. So I was happy with that.
Yeah, with your Seto Kaiba over there.
Absolutely. So I want to know. We kind of have a split mix here for episode 13. I want to know your thoughts.
Okay, before my thoughts,
Yeah.
a couple points.
Okay.
One, mute the dono sound. People are saying that it's still way too loud.
Way
They
too
can't
loud
hear us
and
talking.
interrupting. And,
Is it just
yeah.
because maybe it's the song now that's why? Because we never had a
But not
problem
only
with it.
that,
No,
well,
I've
it
done
could be
about
the
3
s-
streams with that sound, so
It could be the sound, but I'm saying like in Streamlabs itself, you know, when you actually set up the alert, maybe the sound in not in Streamlabs like where you're streaming, but like Streamlabs like the website when you set up the actual alert itself. Maybe the sound in there is just
It's
too
that
loud.
like max volume. Maybe.
Yeah, like maybe it's at 100% instead
Yeah.
of whatever. But you don't have to look at that now.
Well, it's taken care of. It's muted.
Okay. Secondly, I feel like there's something you probably should have announced at the beginning of the stream that you didn't.
What was that?
It has something to do with what's linked in the description.
Oh, if people found it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because, yeah.
Yes.
So do you want to talk about?
Oh yeah,
that
I'll talk about it real quick. So
before I give my opinion.
Yeah.
'Cause I feel like that's kind of big news.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
So the merch shop, it's not fully done right now, but the merch shop is live. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything merch shop is finally live. It is linked down below in the description. 3 pieces currently. That Yusei poster is up if you want to purchase that. You can also get it on a pillow or on a shirt, I believe. Roman and Gakuto items are available. I still need to add Yuga and Rook. Look for those in the coming days. Still need to add the Luna Lights for life. And I still need to add the crew here of YE. And more merch is coming. I know currently one of our artists, our very talented artists that help us here, she is working on a Roa Kirishima shirt and merch piece. So that'll be coming soon. So yeah, if you're interested, if you want to, I mean, going forward, I'll always be wearing
Merch.
I'll always be
Yeah,
wearing
He's
merch.
gonna have, like-
Yes.
Well, Dylan, it was
I'm
funny
looking at it
because
right now.
Going
people were
forward?
talking.
Going forward. Yeah.
People were talking about it, saying like, because somebody said something about the merch, and they're like, "Wait, there's merch," and then now Alex quoted you saying, "Have people found it?"
Like it was a secret.
I was gonna reveal it at the end because I was like, you know what? It's not fully done yet. So I was like, let me not.
But people
As
started
soon as
talking
you put
about
it
it,
in
so
the
I felt like you
description,
should.
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
So there is merch. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely take a look. I would greatly appreciate it.
But now I guess we can get to.
Yeah, I appreciate
the
that.
episode.
Your thoughts. I'm actually very curious to hear.
So overall, I really liked the episode. I understand the anticlimactic aspect of them kind of knowing, the card's not illegal, and like kind of how Yuga knew Roa was up to something, and Roa knew that he was creating this plan. It was all of a scheme. But I also I think that's a kind of a mature way to deal with it for characters that are kids. That they were able to scheme up something like that, into which he got it so far to convince everyone that the card was illegal.
Right.
And they had the newspaper club and Yugioh had to go find this film to actually say, wait a second, he was only disqualified because he was a member of Goha. So I think that like you said, is the big oh my god moment there. But it shows that this whole thing he already knew. So he schemed and meticulously planned this all out, and that's a villainous thing.
Yeah.
Like, an evil villain always has a plan. There's always this scheme, like, behind the scenes works going on. He's got this drummer who's also an A+ hacker and hid everything from the internet. So,
Right.
I mean, get this man a salary or something.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
doing it right.
Pay the man.
Kid's
dude.
like 11 years old, and he's taking everything off the internet. But like, I really did like the episode. I think the duel was really good. I love the addition of new Sevens Road cards.
Yeah.
Because Sevens Road Magician to me isn't like a awe-inspiring WoW card.
No.
I actually really
the
liked the
opposite.
Mage card.
Yeah, Mage
I
was
thought
cool.
it was very cool because like it comes out and she's like 800 attack points, and you're like,
Yeah.
why is he summoning this little mage card? It literally looks like like a little girl in a mage costume.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, oh bang, lower your attack, raise their attack, and then comes in with the final blow. I think it's awesome. I love the introduction of that card. But yeah, overall, I like how they brought all the characters in to what?
No, I forgot. I really liked the Sevens Road Mage.
Oh,
is that
one
what
of
you-
the-
There
yeah,
was-
that's-
there was a
Started
quick
fist pumping.
moment.
I was like, wait a minute.
there was a quick moment, maybe because I'm watching too much 5Ds, where I was like, "Is that a tuner right now?" Or are we and then I was like, "Okay, it's
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is.
But I also like how you said it's like the end of the arc. How they
Yeah.
kind of brought everyone from the arc back.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I love.
Even
about
the
episode.
dinosaur kid we didn't
And
see
they
last
all had a
episode.
purpose. Like Bakuro uncovers the VHS tape, the creepy pasta tape. The dinosaur crew, finds where the relic is gonna
Yeah.
appear.
Yeah.
The ramen kid is used to taunt Roman and Roa's schemes.
Yep.
Like they literally, maybe besides Yugioh, they literally all have a meaningful.
that was for the Mimi reaction.
That's right, but I think
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
Yugioh escorted Bakuro and
Yeah.
his team
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the bike.
He's a big
Yeah.
guy.
Big guy.
My
He was-
favorite
So
is-
they all had a
My favorite is
purpose.
he started with the deep voice,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
as soon as Rook called him out, he was using his
It's
little
like,
pitch.
it's like he disarmed him. He's like, "Oh, I know these guys."
Yeah.
I love that. But yeah, I think it's overall, it was a very good way of rounding up I guess you can call it like a mini arc. Like just rounding up the first 13 episodes.
Well, it was really the intro to the show, I think.
Yeah.
Birth of Rush Duels arc. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what it was.
And I think that they summed it up very well. They got a lot of intrigue with different duels, some that were meaningful, some that weren't. But it kind of built this structure of now there's all these characters that can be in play throughout the rest of the show.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've introduced them and reintroduced them again which means for the most part you would hope that they're not one-off, like this isn't their goodbye or their farewell, that they may still continue to play some sort of role, even if it's, 20 episodes down the line, you see one of them. You know what I mean? Like, there's still an importance there, and I like that.
Yeah.
Now, Dill, I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you want the sushi waifu to come back?
He made a big point of that like last episode.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
I think I said something about how I liked how she was designed, and that was really all I said.
But
No, I'm not particularly invested in whether Sushiko actually is her name,
Wow.
and whether she comes
that's
back.
funny you know that.
Well, I think most
I
people
didn't
know
know
it.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
I
her
actually
name.
know her as the sushi waifu because of you.
Because that's what you called her.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Coined
don't think
that.
I don't think I ever called her that. But
Actually, you know what? I'll give you benefit of the doubt. It might have been Nick T.
it probably was Nick T.
Because I think it was the
Could've been,
same
yeah.
episode where he said,
Just
fuck
gonna bury
Kaiser.
Nick.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I want to. There's a lot that we need to still unpack that I want to get your opinions on.
Sure.
What Hologram Man said at the end. The machine that was shown to us at the end, that blew my freaking mind, man. And I will say this, even if these characters never show up again, which I don't think they will. I don't think they won't ever show up again. But even if they never show up again, we never see Bakuro again. We never see Yoshio again. We never see the Ramen Kid again. They've already done more than 95% of the one-off duelists that we have seen in the Yu-Gi-Oh franchise. You know that's true, Legendary, as someone who's watched all the shows.
I mean, that's why they're called one-offs.
Exactly,
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah.
but like these one-offs actually had a purpose and a role to play in this
Well, yeah.
climatic arc.
That's why it's good, because you could tell the show from the beginning was
It's
working
planned.
towards something.
Yeah,
it
it's
was
planned.
working towards
It
the
just
goal.
seems well written, and that's the one thing that I've said. Even if you don't love the designs, even if you don't love the direction and the comedy, and it just doesn't work with you in Yu-Gi-Oh, which is completely valid, I think it's hard to say that the show doesn't have an identity and doesn't know what it's doing, because it feels like it's very well planned out.
Yeah, and they should. I mean, they had all that time. It's not the same studio. You transition to a different
You had
studio.
8 months
You're-
before episode
you're
one.
waiting for this, so you better have your storyboards set up, and you better know where you're going.
Yeah, through 13 episodes, it's been a good... But before we get into all that, through 13 episodes, it's been a good start. I want to know, out of 10, what you rate Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 so far. Because we're through the first arc. I think this is fair to do. Some people like to do this after one episode. Oh, the show's horrible. I'm dropping it. Some people like to do it after 3 episodes. Oh, I've seen enough. Some people like to do it after 5 episodes. I think one arc, or in this case 13 episodes, I think this is a very fair barometer, even if you want to be more conservative with the amount of episodes you watch, to judge the show so far. And I want to know 2 answers. I want to know your rating out of 10, and I want to know whether the show has exceeded your expectations, been below expectations, or if it's what you've expected so far. I want to start with you.
I would rate it at a 7.77.
Okay. That was good. That was good. I should have said no decimals.
That's what I was thinking.
That was good. That was really good.
But honestly, though, like probably around a 7.5 would be my rating on it so far. And I would say that it exceeded my expectations.
Your expectations were pretty low.
Yeah. Mostly
Yeah.
because I had nothing really to go off of because I haven't watched a Yu-Gi-Oh! So it was like going into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Franchise as well as going into Sevens.
My reaction at Jump Fest didn't calm your nerves.
Absolutely not.
You remember that? I walked off, dude. I
Walked off and laid
You'll
on
be
the
able to-
ground for
you'll
like
be able
10
to see
minutes.
that soon.
I
All the
literally I
club-
collapsed on the floor.
Yeah.
I collapsed,
He
dude.
did.
That's like a famous picture right there.
I was yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
That didn't make me feel
I
You gotta
came
eat
back-
your words now.
I came back and I feel like everyone was just. I do eat my words, man. I'll go next. You give it a 7.5 out of 10.
No, I give it a 7.77.
I give it an 8.5 out of 10. And this show has honestly blown away my expectations. Going into this show, I really thought this was going to be the first Yu-Gi-Oh! That I would feel like, you know what? I think I'm going to skip it. I think it's a little too below me. But comedy and card games has worked better than I ever could have imagined. Because we've never really seen it before with Yu-Gi-Oh! Right? We've never seen a more comedic take, a more lighthearted take. And you know what's nice is that not every time you duel someone, your life needs to be on the line.
Yep.
And we're coming off a show in Vrains where that was every single duel. Your life or the, Ai's life was on the line. And so I think that the 3 years of that, and I liked Vrains a lot, but going to a more lighthearted and just a show where you have no idea what's going to happen, and a show that is clearly well planned ahead, where it feels like Vrains was like 1 episode ahead of production. It feels like Sevens is like 15 to 20 episodes ahead of production. And there's just something about that I really can appreciate. The characters that were these one-off characters coming back to have roles in this climatic Yugioh versus Roa duel, the insert song in episode 13, and all these mysteries. A lot of them, have been answered, like, who Otis is, who the hologram man is, Rush duels, how Yugioh got his ace, but there's still a lot of Roman, what secret Roman has. I mean, that's been answered, and, why is she working for Roa, and, how is Roa going to be like, but there's still a lot of secrets that we don't know. And I feel like this is the beginning of the real, like this is almost like the end of the tutorial level, and we're getting into the real show coming up now. So I so far 8.5 out of 10. It's blown me away so far. I think I'm higher than most people on it, but it's really just been very enjoyable. What about you?
Oh, I'm next. I thought.
No, you're next. Then we'll
Jumping all over the
Then we'll go
place.
Cal and then Pete.
For me, I've really enjoyed it a lot. So I'd say also 8.5 as well, maybe even 9, because I've just really enjoyed the characters and the comedy and the duels even. Like, I was surprised by how much I ended up liking Rush duels. I personally really like it a lot. Like, I know like in Vrains they like pop back and forth between, well, in the beginning, between
Speed
Master
and
Duel
Master, yeah.
but then it was just Master Duels because nobody really cared for Speed Duels.
I know, that's what happened. Yeah.
But with Rush Duels, I haven't really gotten bored. And especially, obviously, in the beginning, it's going to seem kind of stale because, it's just starting out and,
Yeah, Yuga's strategies are very redundant at times.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's to kind of be expected early on.
Absolutely.
And then later on,
Yumo was the same way.
Yeah,
He's excellent.
yeah.
Yugioh was the same way. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I just feel like everything's been good. It's on point. I didn't have any necessarily negative expectations going
No, you
in.
were pretty high at Jump Festa.
Yeah, I
Not
was,
literally, but high on the show.
I might have been. Anyway, oh man. Anyway, but I kind of just like after Zale, I was kind of bought into the Yu-Gi-Oh series, so I was like, all right, if they could make Zale work and making me love it, then I have no reason to doubt any other show after that. Right? Because Zale was kind of like
you're a
the
huge
testing ground.
Zale fan.
I'm a
yeah.
huge Zale fan.
Yeah.
Like I fell in love with that show so deeply. But after that, I just stuck with every Yu-Gi-Oh series. So I'm like, all right, despite the issues of Arc 5, right, and even Vrains, but I just felt like Sevens just it has its own life. It feels so alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun, and it keeps me engaged. Makes me want to watch every episode that comes.
And you never know when Rush Duel nostalgia is going to slap you on the face in a good way. And that's what I like. Well, like, hand destruction. Roa using hand destruction.
Yeah,
or, Blue Eyes White Dragon in the first episode. Or when Mimi used, a younger version of Mystical Elf, Diane Keto. Like, that's so cool.
Cool references,
and it's stuff that you would just never
You can tell they are trying to, like,
still give callbacks to the older stuff, which,
Yep, I figured.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Your troll?
No. It was sports related.
Oh, okay. Your thoughts. Oh, yeah, your rating so far. I'm actually curious to see where you rate it.
Okay, you said you were going to
I went between like a 6.5 and a 7.
Okay.
I'd probably give it a 7, not just because it's called Sevens, but that's kind of where I end up. Comedy has been way better than I expected.
Yeah.
It's gotten me to shake my head in a good way and laugh a lot.
Yeah.
And there's been actually like a lot of clever jokes that I didn't expect. For me, though, and I understand it's only 13 episodes, I just don't feel too invested with these characters. I kind of feel the opposite.
Okay.
And I'm just like, I like these characters. I like spending time with them, but like, if one of them was, like killed off, I really wouldn't care at this point. Like, I don't have any deep connection to any of them. And I don't know, I just feel like at the moment, even though we're in a lot more of a lightheartedness, and it doesn't have to be everyone's life has to be on the line, but I want a little more serious kind of stakes going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like we got a little bit of that in these last couple episodes here with Roa, but still a lot of it was broken up by plot.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's pieces missing that are not investing me the way I want to be invested and like it. I will say, though, that music throughout the show has been absolutely top
The
notch.
soundtrack is always
been-
amazing.
Yeah, soundtrack is never anything that I worry
the
about.
sound
Openings,
effects,
yeah.
the characters' themes, even down to Roa and Roman playing that original song at the end. I think everything's been great there, but I just want a little bit more, and maybe we'll get that going forward, what I assume is a Goha storyline.
Right.
But right now, I'm just like, it's good. I laugh, but like, I never go into an episode and go, wow, that was freaking amazing. I'm rewatching that.
Yeah.
There's not a moment like that for me.
So has it exceeded expectations?
It's been exactly what I've expected.
Exactly what you've expected.
It's exactly what I expected.
Really?
I didn't, like when we were at Jump Fest and like, you were freaking out about it. That might also be because you spent 6 shows with one studio.
That's true.
I don't have that. I was just starting the original trilogy at that point
true.
and then had
That's
brains.
true.
And so for me, it was like, okay, cool. A new taste. It's like when you get another director doing a movie instead of the same director doing the whole trilogy.
Right.
It's like, okay, I'll go for a new taste of something and see what it's like. And when they showed the art styles and showed kind of the way they were going, I was like, okay, it's going to be geared more towards kids. We have a very young protagonist, the youngest ever, right? And I was just like, okay, we're going to go more comedy, more childlike things. Thankfully, it's not been too childlike, which is what I was concerned about. There's been a lot of actually adult jokes in there and adult themes, but overall, it's just been way more lighthearted, which is what I expected.
Yeah,
I don't know people killing people. It's just I just want a little bit more substance to my story.
That's fair. That's fair. And I think that it's very possible we will still get that in the future with Sevens.
Yeah, I think 100%.
Yeah.
If there's 100 more episodes to go, we got plenty of time.
But we will see. It's very valid. Cal,
What's up?
your rating so far.
Kate stole my initial rating of just, being funny with a 7.77.
Yeah.
But I would probably put it around a 7.5. And I think it's just above what my expectations were for the show, because me going in, I wasn't as negative as you. I feel like I was trying to be like, it's a different taste, it's a different thing. I'll wait it out, see, what comes of it. I'll see the first few episodes, see if it actually brings me in or not. And, I like it. I like it a lot. I think the plot is good. Like Pete said, it does lack a little, serious, more dark sense to it. Which
a little more depth, yeah.
Yeah, and which is fine. Granted, it's 13 episodes, so through the first 13 episodes of Brains, like we said, there was a recap at 13 already.
Yeah.
So, you don't always start off at your peak. You know what I mean? Like, that isn't the best work you do. Pilots of a lot of shows usually aren't that good.
Right.
It's just like, if you can see the potential in it, then you run with it.
Right, of course.
And I think the show has so much potential to do so many different things.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that they can do that. Like, they have these options. It's not like, okay, this is what's going to happen here. Like,
right.
You can't foresee 10, 15 episodes into the future what's going to happen.
Because every episode just feels like a trip almost.
Well,
like a drug trip.
Especially in this first arc, the birth of Rush Duels, there's just so many different things going on. And I think, like you said, there was maybe the cast lists were getting so long for these last ones because they were bringing everyone back.
Yeah.
And I just think that leaves so many doors open to going down so many different roads, not trying to play the pun on the word road there. But you know what I mean? There are so many different ways they can do this, and that's what really draws me in, because I'm like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen next, so I really can't wait to see what's happening in the next 3 to 4 to 5 episodes.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's something that's big for me.
I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that's well said. I just wanted to know your thoughts on that, and obviously we can ask Nick T when he gets here, and leave your thoughts on the first 13 episodes of Sevens down below. There are 2 big talking points that I want to go over with you. I want to do one before donos, and then we can read a few donos if we have some, and then we can get back to the next talking point.
So I don't forget to tell you there's some link ones too.
Okay, I've gotten one on my end.
I think it's just one. There might have been another one,
Okay,
but I'm not sure.
I'll check. Yeah, I've gotten one. I got Goose.
Yeah, that's all I
Goose, thank you,
saw.
man. I will go back and check. Thank you, man. So I want you guys to actually pick. You guys watching in the chat. Do you want us to start with, or do this first, the new world, unlock the new world, or do you want us to discuss the machine that was at the very end of the episode? Where do you guys want us to start? And I'm gonna have them right in the chat, so you can say new world or machine. First one that gets 4 votes will do.
Okay.
One,
Machine.
2, 3.
Machine.
Machine?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the big one. I actually have a graphic that I want to show you guys, and you guys will see it on your screen pop up. So at the end of the episode, we get a visual of the machine, and I thought this was incredible. I thought this was phenomenal. We get a visual of the machine, the super AI that was from the ramen shop in episode 6. Such a gag throwaway thing about this super AI that, overlooks the whole Goha shop. And we get this quote and this image where it's like, oh yeah, there's I. Yeah, he's in the background posing with the girls taking the selfie with Kaizo. And then they show that machine again as episode 13 fades out, which I thought was insane. That something so minuscule in an episode, 7 weeks ago, actually it was before hiatus, or before the second hiatus, so really like 3 months ago, is actually going to end up being what now I would say is a major plot point. And Jay Bix, big thank you to him on Twitter, cleaned up the image a little bit. And Legendary, you can look on Pete's phone. You can see the outline, a pretty clear outline, and that's what you guys are seeing on screen, of a character inside that red light. So I've seen some people theorize that it might be Mr. Goha. I've seen some people say that there's pigtails on that character, implying that it's a woman in there. I don't see the pigtails, but there were a lot of people that said they saw pigtails on Twitter. I have no idea what to make of this. I literally have no idea. But I thought it was the coolest thing. Because for someone like me, who overanalyzes these shows to death,
This is a dream come true.
this is a dream come true that Sevens is doing this. Because now you can take anything from any episode and say, you know what, I think that's going to be important. And what do you know? I mean, this could end up being the main... This could be the person that's
Some
above.
people have a theory of who this is.
Who's the
I want you
theory?
to say it with me. It's Jean.
Oh, no.
Michel.
Roger. Michel Roger. Listen, I don't think it's Jean. But I will say this. I do think that this character could be a character that is above Mr. Goha. And I think this character could be the mastermind of the Goha Corporation. Your
Crack
thoughts?
theory on the pigtails.
Crack theory on the pigtails.
It's Aqua.
Oh, come on.
That would
Come
be
on.
Right?
Like
it's
insane.
It's Ai's vision of Aqua. It's the last thing he saw.
I did
The last time he saw her, he wanted Aqua. Bang. She's sitting there in the reflection.
No, it's not Aqua.
Alright.
He's gonna shoot him down.
So what
Dang.
when you saw this play out at the end of 13.
By the way, that's not like, I don't actually believe that.
I know
I'm
you
just saying
don't. No,
pigtails,
I like the crack theory. When you saw this play out at the end of episode 13, I mean, were you as like, oh wow, as I was, or did you not put it together, or were you surprised?
No,
Like,
I didn't think about it that it was the end of episode 6, and then when you asked me at dinner and you were like, "Do you recognize that?" Then it dawned on me. I was like, "Oh, it was that thing in the background, right?
Yeah.
The ramen
Same.
shop thing."
It took me
I
until
didn't
dinner.
think of it when I watched it.
there were a lot of people who didn't make the connection.
And then
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, but all I saw like at the end of it, I was like, okay, so it's another story where the AI is probably going to be evil, and it's kind of the overbearing thing. Maybe it's like Goha created this program and they'll lose control over it, or maybe it's something above Mr. Goha. Or I was like,
But
okay.
I will, yeah, because I know you're burned out from the AI storylines, and I actually remember that you said that in one of the Sevens Up. But I will stop you right there, and I want to say that in that image, it looks like there is a person.
Well, yeah.
It does. It looks like there's two eyes.
So that makes me
Someone
think
wearing
that
glasses.
this super machine is being controlled by a human, and it's not really a super machine. Maybe
possible.
Maybe an extraterrestrial, maybe
this is
an
like
alien.
some NSA kind of stuff.
Yeah.
where he's peeking into every corner of society.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, I kind of feel like everything's on the table with us. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's I. Like we know that it's not going to be I.
Yeah.
But it would still be cool if it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like it's going to be an actual artificial intelligence kind of thing. It's probably going to go down that route, and something has to do with Gohan, and that's where we're going to go. I feel like every anime show with a little bit of like sci-fi kind of stuff in it always goes that route.
To the
It's like,
AI,
I kind of feel like that's where we're going again.
Yeah, which you wouldn't be a big fan of.
No, I mean, like, the entire show of Reigns was all about virtual reality
fair.
and AIs
Yeah.
destroying the world. I'm good.
That's
you
fair.
know, like,
No, that's
I don't,
fair.
I don't need any more.
I just thought that it was so cool that they teased something so small 7 episodes back, and then again, it's still a tease.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very quick moment, and a lot of people, and you two included, and probably Nick T when he gets here, he probably won't even put 2 and 2 together.
No.
Probably won't even recognize it because it's such a small thing. When I was doing the watch along, when we were watching it on Friday, I recognized it immediately, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's the thing from the ramen shop."
Yeah.
And I was blown away by it.
Yeah, whether you're like me or people are how you're feeling blown away, what it shows is just the utmost confidence we should have in studio bridge because they clearly have a plan. They know exactly what they're doing. They set something up very minorly because they know it's going to be a major plot point later. And so I like that it feels like, as we talked about earlier, it's just a cohesive story. We know where we're starting, where we're getting to the middle, and where we're getting to the end. And I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think?
No, I was laughing because I was thinking, let's hope this doesn't end up like Soul Tech.
Imagine.
I have no, especially after these 13 episodes, no reason to believe that Goha will end up like Soul Tech.
No, I don't think so.
No
either,
way.
But it just popped in my mind. I'm like, oh, we thought it was gonna be. I mean, it was very important.
Think about Brains. Brains actually gave those chess pieces dialogue.
I know.
They didn't even tease them like this, and
Remember,
nothing
they
happened.
come back later in like episode like 100 and something or something like that.
Well, yeah, the kings of the galaxies.
Yeah, and then
they're gone
again.
as well. Yeah.
Right after Queen dies, we're
That is
never
so
talking about it
pointless.
again.
Yeah, it is. That was
That was fun.
Dill,
yeah.
now you don't think that that's just a reflection of somebody looking at what
Also could
looking
be.
at the
Yeah.
Could be.
AI?
I don't think it is, but I guess it could be.
That's a question people have been posing in chat.
Yeah, no. It's a fair question, guys. I don't think it is. I think it's someone that's literally in the machine.
So you don't.
That
think
image
it's-
is also very cleaned up. You
Right.
know, JBix did a lot of like red lighting removal to get that
Yeah.
image. So that image probably is a little distorted. I doubt that's what the character verbatim is going to look like. But
But if you think about it, it could be a reflection of the person that is not necessarily controlling them, but working with it, maybe conversing with the AI.
true.
So that's just what the AI is seeing. So it's looking back on them, and maybe it's something as simple as, so what did you see? And then the AI is telling them everything that was going on.
Yeah. Well, what were your thoughts when did you get it right away when you saw the scene? I think I told you about
So
it.
you told me...
Yeah, I spoiled it because I was just so excited. I thought it was so cool. I listen. I loved it, man. I told him about it Friday night.
He goes, so there's a spoiler. And I go, is it going to ruin the episode for me? He goes, no. And I go, okay. And then he just pulls it right out and shows it to me. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you know what that's from? I was like, I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Then he showed me the picture of like the scene that it was from. And I was like, okay, yes, that makes sense. But I mean, it was still kind of shocking when I saw it in a sense of how much it resembled just like the way I left in Brains.
Right, a
Just
super
like
AI.
the big eye, and then it disappeared, and now it's just this big eye that's returned.
Could you imagine? Oh, hold on. Could you
It's not
imagine?
theory, but-
No. Hold on. Remember, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens is supposed to be this 20th
I just
anniversary
thought of
show.
that, yeah.
Could
I
you
just thought
could
of
you
that.
really imagine if this is I from Vrains?
That'd be insane.
Could you imagine?
be-
Or at least a really big reference.
Because
to
remember,
it.
or a big because remember, he's immortal. I mean, he
Yeah.
is an AI. So if he survived what happened at the end of Vrains,
If that actually happens, and it's like a 0.01% chance,
I would say lower.
it would be incredible. Like, it would be incredible.
If I was live reacting, because obviously I watch the episodes live with you guys every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. If I was live reacting and that got revealed,
Your jaw would be on the floor.
I think I might start crying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that would be.
It
I
would
would be.
just,
I
those
might-
are one of those things where you go to Vegas or you go to AC
Yeah.
and you put, $10 down on a bet that's way, there's no way that's going to
Double
happen.
zero
Yeah.
on the roulette
And
table.
you're just making millions
Yeah.
off of that.
Yeah. There's no way.
There's no.
This is
way.
unfounded hype. It's not I.
Now,
But can
I
you
think
imagine?
what's more likely is because it's a 20th show anniversary, it's like a reference to him in this universe. So it's a thing that might look like him, but it's a different character kind of thing.
Until you
Like
see
you
it.
just
kinda
go,
like
hey,
Howard.
here's an Easter egg to this.
Kind of like Otis. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely could be that way.
Kind of like Otis.
So at the end of the episode, you didn't put the connection together immediately. Yeah. I wonder if Nick T did. Did you?
I didn't even remember that picture from that episode.
Yeah, that was one of the. That's how the episode ended.
I had forgotten about it. Honestly,
Yeah,
I was
to be
like,
clear,
okay.
the time between this episode and the other one.
Well, that's
like
what I
you said,
loved
was
about it.
months.
Yeah, that's what I loved about it.
And you also
man.
have to
I thought
remember in the ramen shop episode, I was like, I don't really care what's going on
We're
here.
gonna we're
Like,
gonna put Nick T's knowledge to the test because Nick T pretends to be a #1 fan of that ramen episode.
Yeah.
And I put a big emphasis on pretend. We're gonna see if he's real or not when he comes here and we
If
test
he's
his knowledge.
real.
We're gonna grill him. But anyway, guys, that is probably gonna be a major antagonist, I would imagine.
I thought he was going to say that's probably going to be it for us tonight.
I was waiting for a second.
No.
You gotta watch your wording, Dylan.
No, I do. Nick T, yeah.
Before you do this, Alex Fermi just quoted and goes, He pulls it right out and shows it to me, Cal 2020, and then everyone's saying that me and you are canon now.
That's good.
Just figured I'd bring that one up for you.
Nick T is going to be here any moment. And when Nick T comes, we're going to get his thoughts on the episode. Again, through 13 episodes, Kate gives it a 7.5. Pete gives it a 7. Cal gives it a 7.5. I give it an 8.5. Legendary gives it a 9. So we're all in that good to really good section of 7s. It hasn't bombed out. And through the first 13 episodes of Zexal, I'd probably give Zexal like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 through 13 episodes.
I view the first 13 episodes of Zexal differently than other people do.
So you're high on the first 13.
I'll give it a 6.
Well, no, I mean if you think it's good, it's good.
No, I'll give it a 6. I think that's fair.
I just there's so many like Flip, Caswell, like there's just
those characters
the
are not pleased, but like there's a reason
Sevens gets
why those episodes were there.
You're right, but Zale gets really good when Kaido shows up, which is like 18.
Oh yeah, that's where it really showed up.
Yeah, and then the Arclight brothers to follow. But seven so far.
Do you feel like they did that here with Roa showing up? Do you feel like now we've kind of hit a switch where things are different?
I hope so. But I think that we are going to go into a more comedic lull these next few episodes. We do have the episode 14 summary. No duels, by the way. I don't think we are getting any duels in 14. We are not taking any for the pick'em. So if a duel happens, a duel happens. We're not picking on them. So don't worry about sending your picks in. Because we don't have any proof, guys. So even if a duel happens, we're not going to say, oh, maybe Roman and Rook or maybe Roman and Gok. No, we're not doing that. So it's a bye week for everyone. Even if there's a duel, we're not counting it.
It's a bye week.
And then episode 15, we do have another duel in episode 15. That summary came out a few hours ago. We will be sharing that with you guys as well. And we have to talk about Otis saying, unlock the key to the new world. Mm-hmm. Is that literal? Is that figurative? 20th anniversary show. We're going to go all over that coming up next. God. A few donations?
Yes.
Are we doing a commercial break first? The way you just said that.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll be right
Coming
back after these messages from Geico.
Yeah.
It's not 3 in the morning. You're not watching an infomercial. We're still here.
Yeah, it's still us.
We'll read a few, and then again, Nick T should be here any moment.
Any moment.
Put an emphasis on should.
First dono is from TNX Rail, donated £2.
Thank you, Thomas.
Said, I'm assuming this is supposed to be Kaizo. Kaizo at the end changed to the winning side. I did notice that.
Yeah,
he's
that's
a bastard.
Right. That's right.
He's literally he goes for whatever team is winning at the moment.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Does he remind
He's
you
a
a
bandwagoner.
little of Calibro in high school?
Oh, here we go. Hats on backwards now.
Actually, I'm glad he took his hat off because we had an agreement a couple weeks ago that PSG and Bayern Munich were playing in the finals, and if Bayern Munich beat PSG, he was going to wear a Yugimoto wig. Well, it just so happens that I have the wig right here. I have the wig right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Put it on. It suits you, King.
I haven't washed that in years.
You should have let him put it on first.
He's got to put it on. He lost. There you go, King. There you go. There you go. Oh, what a guy. Yeah.
Damn that wig
Go
hype.
Paris. Go PSG. Woo!
Thank you.
It works.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Thomas. Kaizo. Yeah, he did switch
Yes.
to the winning team.
Kaizo. And to quote Nick T, fuck Kaizo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck
To
Kaizo.
quote
dude.
Kaizo, fuck Nick T. I mean,
He literally is the worst.
Somebody clip that one.
Please. I know Davis is here.
that's
please.
that's spoonerisms when you mix up words.
That was
No.
not.
Of course, that's
Not
spoonerisms.
You
spoonerisms.
aimed that purpose.
I didn't
You
name
did.
that. I
You did
spoke
that on
mindlessly.
purpose. Nope.
How's that wig, by the way?
Why
That's
is
in your
it falling
face.
on my
Didn't-
face?
I don't know. I can't get it to stick
Didn't
up straight.
Kaizo at the
You know
beginning
this Joe?
say?
No, I don't.
Wasn't
It is
he
Joe.
like hyped up at the beginning
Needs to
when
get,
like
bobby pins.
the magician was there, when Seven's Road Magician was there,
Like the
and he was just
pins
basically like,
on
okay, well that's the duel's
Yeah.
over. Like he was excited Yugioh was about to lose.
Yeah. You
Yeah, he
made
was, he
him.
was.
You made him.
He sucks.
Yeah, he
okay?
does suck.
And also the other scene was when Seven's Road was gonna be legal. Right before that, he's like, no, he lost already. He lost.
That's right.
He's like,
That's
what are
right.
you doing? This duel's over.
Yeah,
Like,
that's right. I know. He's such a.
What a-
If anyone dies in the show, I could see Kaizo dying. Like as a meme death.
Yeah?
Yeah, I could see him dying.
I could see him just being really inappropriate
Local
at like a
Killer was
wake.
an evil villain.
That's what I could see
Wake?
him doing. He's just a really inappropriate character. And he's funny, don't get me wrong, but he's just a...
it's weird because Yuga keeps fixing him, but he's still
Yeah,
I
no,
know, I
no
know.
loyalty to
I
his
know.
creator.
What if you could do it? Yeah.
Well, he didn't create him. He just changed him.
Not enough.
Not enough,
No.
obviously. Next dono.
Next dono is from Goose.
Oh,
Goose.
Goose.
Donated $2 and said, sending positive vibes and,
And kindness to everyone.
Thank
Goose. I mean,
Thank
that's
you,
becoming
Goose.
like the new Matthew quote
Yes,
here. Goose.
I am not gonna lie, I like that a little bit better than the gun.
Well, I don't know about that. But Goose, thank you, man.
That's because the other
I
one's
appreciate
church propaganda.
Yeah, that's true.
So be careful.
That's true. Thank you, Goose.
Brian Ford donated $2.
Brian.
Said Roa may have lost the duel, but he won in our
It's
hearts.
true.
That's
He won
true.
my heart.
I'm not
I
sure
did.
about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm a Roa fan.
I don't know about that.
I love the part at the end where Hugo goes in for the handshake
Yeah.
and he does not shake.
And he
his
grabs the
Yeah.
mic.
hand. And I
instead.
went, "This guy's my
Nixie
kind of
said
guy."
he's here.
Nixie
I was
is
just
here.
gonna
Let
say
him
that's
in.
a Pete Vaccaro move.
That's my kind of guy right there.
Right.
All right.
I have to go.
Well, he has to play the villain role, Kate.
Nick T is coming.
I have to
You
go
lost
get
more?
Kaizo.
We probably have time for one more.
Melinda Fandom donated £2.
Oh, Melinda, thank you so much.
Said insert generic Shadow Realm comment here.
Well, Melinda is going to send you to the Shadow Realm. Remember
Yes.
that. Melinda, thank you for the
Always.
dono. I appreciate it.
Do we all have to go to the Shadow Realm?
Yeah, it's fine. It's nice down there.
It's
It's
nice.
just eternal suffering. Yeah.
TNX Real donated another
Right,
£2.
right. It's no big deal.
How
no
many?
big deal.
What?
£2.
Oh, I thought you said 52. Jeez.
No.
Okay.
Another-
TNX?
another- yeah.
Okay.
Said, do you mind if I upload my own timeline video soon?
No, what? Upload it.
Dylan won't upload his for about 5 years.
Yeah,
so
TNX,
go right ahead.
upload it.
It's time.
Seriously. Wait, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
This
We gotta wait
guy.
for him to enter the camera. There he is!
Yay!
Nick T has made it!
Oh,
Picnic T is here.
dude, you
I've
smell
summoned
good. You
the
got
Nick T.
Thank you. I
Corona.
put my dad's Versace.
It
cologne
smells
on.
just like your dad, dude. I love it.
really
So
does.
Nick T
That's
is
kinda
here.
weird to say.
Dylan loves the smell of Nick T's dad.
And
To be
Nick,
fair, me too.
Nick T. Okay, so to all the donors we read, thank you guys so much. We will get to all of them. We always do. You guys are amazing. Showering me with love as always. Thank you.
What?
Showering.
I thought you said showering with me, and I said, "What are you talking about?"
You're having a lot of
We can
questionable
talk about
moments
that later.
tonight.
No, I am Nick T. How you doing, man?
Really good.
Good. So, your thoughts on episode 13?
Well, no, I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. It was so good.
Okay.
It really was, really exceeded my expectations.
Because I know you didn't like 12.
Yeah, I did not love 12.
Yeah.
Was a little critical of it, but this, restored all faith. It really...
Oh, wow.
It's set up... Even, it surpassed, my expectations with the way I figured 12 would set up, but, it just really blew it out of the water. for me.
Yeah.
Just between everything, Yuga being now this chosen, and now him finally sort of taking on the journey of being.
Wanting to be
Right,
the
that's a
King.
huge
Yeah.
change.
Yeah,
in
that's
his
yeah.
character.
We didn't even really talk about that yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that was,
up until that point, he just cared about his road, his rush duels, whatever, and I was like, yeah, I'll do that, but not because you told me to, but because I want to
See where this goes, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
that was a good change for him.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and they humanized Roa, which
Mhm.
I liked. Even though the one bit where he pushes Roman still doesn't get addressed. That's still weird.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, he's pretty humanized now at this point.
Well, nobody knows that he did that.
Right. That's
Nobody
was
knows.
private.
the
Well,
dark
Roman knows
secrets.
that.
Roman
Well,
knows.
she
it, but-
knows. She's not gonna say it.
She
I
still
don't know.
seems afraid of him now.
Yeah.
Because it was a moment there where they're on stage at the end, and Yuga's like, "Oh, well, you're free now," or whatever, and she's like, "Well, I always was free."
Yeah.
That's always a moment where you, as a victim, doesn't want to say that you don't have control of the situation, so
Yeah.
you're going to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that even though
100%.
you do not have control.
Wasn't that line about Rush Duels? Wasn't it Rush Duels is free now, and he said it was always free?
No, I think that was
No,
about
it was
Roman.
about Roman?
Yeah, I think that was
Yeah.
about Roman. Yeah, because Gakuto said, and Roman's free too.
Oh,
Because
that's
Gakuto
it.
was fixated on
Yes,
freeing
yes,
Roman.
yeah.
And Roman said, I'm always free, or I've always been free. A duel that I can see happening down the line, definitely Roman versus Roa. Could
Yes, it
definitely
has
see
to
that
happen.
duel
Yeah,
happening
that
down the
would
line.
be great.
But yeah, I'm happy to hear that you like the
Yeah,
episode.
really great.
Um,
I think it's funny that the secret was almost exactly what we anticipated it to be
Yeah.
a few weeks ago as the joke, which I thought it was funny. She's
Yeah,
told
I didn't
that.
really mind it
No.
that much. Yeah, I didn't
What
put
it
that
was
much
really didn't
stock
matter.
into
Yeah.
that.
And I think it kind of brings us more into the world that we're in because you have to keep in mind these are children and what they find to be secrets and important to them are going to be different than what adults deem as secrets and important to them. So it's like her being tone deaf is very important to her, and that's a big secret for her.
Well, also, and you're obviously in the musical band world.
This was the point I made.
Yeah, if you're, because like I'm not musically inclined at all, so I have no problem saying, yeah, I'm tone deaf, I can't sing. But if you're in a band, even if you're not a singer, if you're a drummer, bassist, guitarist, is there a little more of a pride thing there to not want to say like, yeah, I can't sing at all,
maybe
I'm horrible?
Not, but tone deaf.
Lead guitarist.
Tone deaf doesn't necessarily even mean just being a singer. Like that's a scary thing to be when you're a guitar player.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
if
even
you're
realize
tone
that.
deaf, by definition, tone deaf means you can't tell the difference between notes. And she has to be an incredible guitar player to actually like do what she does and be tone deaf, because it all has to be like muscle memory and like just knowing the guitar.
Notes,
Oh, that's
because
actually-
otherwise she can't hear it, like really hear a distinction.
Yeah, that's actually pretty insane. I didn't know that.
saying-
Yeah,
So
I didn't
that
know
was
this.
that was the point I was gonna say, is that
Thank you.
even though Nick T could speak to this way better, as he just said, is that there's a difference between not being able to sing and actually being straight up tone deaf.
Yeah.
Like, that's
And you could play two different notes on a piano and not know the difference.
And regardless if it's either one, like tone deaf or can't sing, I feel like even you as being in a band, you wouldn't really want people being like, oh wow, he can't sing.
Right.
Like, he's in music. All he does, like, he's in this band and he can't even sing. I just feel like everyone that plays music has somewhat of a singing voice.
For the most part.
You know what I mean?
Drummers can get away with it.
Well, drummers, yes.
And like, I mean, people have that image of drummers like they just like bang things and like, so it's like it's fine.
they're just
Yeah.
like ripped and they
Yeah.
just bang things.
Well, who is Nirvana's drummer?
Are you serious?
Well, who is Nirvana's drummer?
The singer of Foo Fighters. It's
So your theory just kind of...
No, I'm
fell flat
no, and that's not my theory. I'm saying it's what people.
that's like a one-time thing where that
That's what
works out.
people imagine drummers are. I'm not saying that's what drummers are.
Oh, okay,
I said
okay.
it's a vision.
Because also that's what the drummer of the Eagles also has like a very good solo career.
You're right, Tom Petty.
No.
All right.
Anyway, so I want to get your thoughts on Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens as a whole through 13 episodes. I want to get your rating out of 10, whether it's been at your expectations, exceeded expectations. While you think of that, I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Cal gave it a 7.5. Kate gave it a 7.77.
Nice.
Pete gave it a 7. JC gave it a 9. Where would you rank Sevens so far?
Somewhere between 7.5 and 8, I think.
Yeah.
Which is exceeding my expectations, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because I went into this not thinking it was going to be bad, but I went in with no expectations because it was going to be totally different.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like with all the episodes, I've enjoyed the humor, and as we've sort of gone along, I've been like, oh, this is fun, this is really lighthearted and enjoyable. And then now at the point we're at, now I'm like, this is a good piece of work.
Yeah. So, something else I want to touch on, and then we're going to read some more donations, and then we're going to talk... And then...
8?
Yeah, he gave it an 8. And then we're going to talk about Hologram Man's saying at the end, you have to unlock the door to new worlds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about that, whether that's literal or figurative, a little later on. But I want to talk to you about the very end of this episode, because I was the only one here that actually picked up on it.
The last shot?
The last shot. Do you remember the last shot with the
That
machine?
group- yeah, the machine.
That machine, and then they zoom in on the red.
Yes.
Do you remember what that machine is from?
No.
Most people didn't pick up on this. I picked up on this when I was watching live. But that is because I'm
Yeah,
a
you do this
little,
for
yeah, I'm a little overanalyzing with this show. Do you remember the super AI that was in charge of the rich ramen shop in episode 6? And do you remember? Yeah, and do you remember the selfie that the girls in Kaizo took, and that was in the
Yeah.
background? I was like, oh, it's I. He's posing with the girls in the
I
background.
remember you saying
Yeah,
that too.
that machine is the same machine here at the end of 13.
That's terrifying.
With a person that was inside, because they zoom in on the red light and you can make out a silhouette of like a gas mask person
Right.
inside the machine.
Which, I mean, is not all that surprising to me because...
But what
I think
planning?
Is it not established that like it's sort of like connected with Goha in some
I think it was that ramen shop was Goha owned. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it makes sense that like some super AI running even if it's a ramen shop, as trivial as that is, it's like a super AI owned by Goha.
Mhm.
So it's gonna have some nefarious purpose in some way.
Well, I said that AI looked kind of evil.
It did look evil. You said that even back.
Yeah,
then.
I definitely did in Sevens Up, and I didn't really think anything of it after the episode passed. And then here we are 7 episodes later, and as Pete said, you can say you like it or you don't like the direction, but you have to say it's a very well planned out show, storyboard wise.
They've brought back almost everything that they've touched upon already, which I
Yeah.
think is really a good testament to the good writing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, even though yes, it became sort of an ensemble piece where it's like every character that we've met so far has shown up in this last episode so far. I think that's great. I think like it really reconnects like everything. You know, the Dino Kids and the relics. You know, the food kids and the food, the newspaper kids
digging up the VHS.
Yeah, like it all sort of served a purpose, even because at the time it all seemed like sort of a character of the week kind of thing. It's like, oh, we'll never see them again. It all ties back together.
It all ties back together, yeah. These one-off characters aren't really one-off, which is really cool and unusual for Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's what I like about it a lot, too. We are going to do some donations. Still got to touch on Hologram Man and that New World. And then we got to go over 14 and 15 summaries, make some predictions going forward. Again, we're not picking any duels, but we will go over that in a little bit. So we'll read a few donations if we have any more.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thank you guys so much. I'm excited to hear from everyone. I'm excited to hear everyone's thoughts on
Maybe
on
we
this
should
episode.
we should turn the donation sound back on real quick.
Is there a donation sound?
I had to mute it. Apparently it was too loud. I had it at negative 45 dB. Apparently
That's
it was too
really
loud.
low.
Yeah, I know.
Still wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
It was too high to hear our voices when the donuts.
What?
I don't know. Something's glitched with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to look into that.
Yeah, I definitely do. I haven't had that issue before,
Yeah.
but I'll look into it.
Maybe it's the difference between that computer and that computer.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, Captain Rex donated $5 Canadian.
Thank you, Captain Rex.
Said hashtag Roa the Dark King,
I like
which
that.
I like a lot. Best duel of sevens for me. Glad to see Legendary Duels here. Thanks for the
Hell
thumbnails.
yeah.
Hey,
I
thank
like
you.
them.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the thumbnails. Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. That's what she said.
Oh, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
So this is the guy,
Of
if you don't
course.
know, that has done my review thumbnails all the way since the Arc 5 days, all the way back.
years.
Many years. So, dude, thank you again. You do great work for me, and
No
I'm very
problem. Hopefully I
appreciative
can
of it.
keep doing them.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
It's
I
fun.
don't know what I'd do without you, man. Really, thank you.
You
Great
could
guy
hire
here.
somebody.
I don't know, man. You make good thumbnails, dude.
You get that eye for it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really do.
It's good. I'm
Absolutely.
glad.
Jack Knight 21 donated $5.
Oh, thank you, Jack.
Said,
Thank you
hey,
so much.
Hey Dylan, how's it going? On September 26th, LCS 6 will take place using Striker, but might use Geist.
Okay, Sky Striker or Altergeist. Yeah, Jack, thank you for the donation. Good luck. You still got over 3 weeks to train, so I hope you do well. I know the last time out, it ran into some weird matchups, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, Jack, thank you for the donation. You really always help me out, and I'm always so grateful for it. And I want to know all about your journey as always, man. So please let me know how that goes, and I'm really excited to hear from you. I'm sure I'll be hearing the day after or 2 days after how it goes. And let me know what you end up playing. I'm sure as it gets closer, you'll decide on one. So
Best of luck.
good luck, Jack.
Yeah.
Best of luck, man. We're
Definitely.
always rooting for you, dude. Always. To anyone that plays. Yeah.
What happens when two people that we're rooting for go up against each other? Who do we root for then?
We root for a good duel.
Okay, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Draw no
That was
result.
good.
Draw numbers.
That was quick, too,
Yeah,
right?
that was
Yeah, we root for a good duel.
on time with that.
Yes.
He's been training for that question.
Yeah.
I know someone's gonna corner me.
You know what we should ask later on after donations is now that these 13 episodes are up, we should ask like, what are the rankings on the favorite characters so far? Now that like we have Roa and everybody. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like-
we could give our favorite
Yeah.
character. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
we
good.
have,
That's a-
we
that's
have
a
enough
great
characters
idea.
to go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a lot of characters.
Yeah, we could
Mine-
definitely do that.
Hands down, Ramen Kid.
Hey, Nixie, how do you feel? How do you feel about Kaizo? People want to know really.
I think we all know how I feel about Kaizo.
It hasn't changed.
No. Because that just proves my point.
Yeah.
Dude, as soon as Yuga won, he was like, no, Yuga's got the card. Yuga's got the
I
card.
know.
And Yuga wins. He's like, yeah, go Yuga. Yuga's the best.
I know.
What?
He made Kaiser.
Even after the card thing where it's like, it's against the rules.
Yeah.
It's like, dude,
Yeah.
are you kidding?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's a piece of work.
Piece of work.
We already know Nick T's quote.
Yep.
Keep spamming that quote down below.
Kaizo.
Yeah. Can I say it?
Pseudo Rider 50 donated $5.
Oh, thank you, Ryan.
Said just ordered the Roman shirt,
Hey.
synchro shirt, and synchro poster.
Oh,
Oh
That's
my
awesome.
God, dude!
Yeah.
Are you serious? Yeah, merch shop's up.
Dude, what?
Merch shop's up. Let's go,
Dude.
man.
Hell yeah.
It's not really up though. I still have a lot of items I haven't
Yeah,
put up
that's
yet.
what prompted us to bring it
That's
up.
why
before
Oh my
this.
God,
Yeah.
dude! Thank you so much,
I'm
man.
gonna have to
Yeah.
pick one up too.
I hope.
Well, once you get that Rook merch up, then
that
I'll
Rook
start
merch
buying.
will be up.
I
Rookmania.
gotta get Rook.
Rookmania's coming, dude. That's all yours, bro. Seriously, Pseudo Rider, thank you so much. Pseudo Rider is one of 3 people as well who is still undefeated in the Sevens Pick'em. Whoever wins that Pick'em League is winning a video game console. That is a massive prize. And the only reason that I can, again, fund giving away those kind of prizes is because of you guys. So thank you so much. And, dude, Ryan, I really hope you enjoy the merch, man. I hope you hang up that poster nice and high.
What was the joke? What happened?
We need a shirt in the merch shop that says it's Nick T pointing at Kaza just saying fuck you.
Yeah. I would wear it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I would wear it.
If you put that in the merch shop, I'd buy it.
Oh yeah.
I gotta get someone to draw it.
I'll draw it.
There we go.
I don't know how to draw.
Yeah.
That's true. To continue with that dono, he said, looking forward to them. Check Twitter. I commented a meme I want you all to see.
Oh, Jesus.
Right now?
I don't know.
I guess.
I don't have Twitter notifications on. You can read the next one while I pull it up.
Okay. That's so weird. I just got a Twitter notification when you said that.
Oh my god.
Actually.
Nobody. Literally nobody. Seriously nobody. And then Nick T. Man, fuck
Kaizo.
Dude, that is amazing.
Nick T, man.
It just like popped into my head in that moment.
I know, you just, and we rarely
hesitation.
curse on this podcast. Like, we try to avoid it.
Yeah.
But now it's
And-
going to be...
And you just
Synonymous
dropped
now.
it, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
I had to.
I know. That's how much
You
hate.
perfectly
upset.
hesitated when you did it too.
Yeah.
You're just
You're
like,
like,
man, you know what? And then you just
I just had to say it, dude. Because come on. Whose side is he really on?
Yeah.
But and I was actually thinking during this episode, while before you go to the next donut,
Sure.
that I do have to cut him some slack because that is what he was programmed to be. It was it not? What's his name? That just Yugioh that just changed his programming.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he was meant to be. He's meant to enforce the rules.
Yeah.
So it's like I gotta go easy on him.
Yeah, of course. I know. You're telling him to, F off.
That's
if you're
just
doing
in
his
this
job.
one moment. He's
Yeah.
still a simp and he still
He's still
doesn't
a
back
simp.
us up.
He is still a simp, yeah.
I think next episode's going to be a really funny one, but we'll get to that a little later on.
Nicholas Horton donated £5.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Said it's going to be interesting where the show goes for the arc.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we have a little idea of 14 and 15 where it might go, but honestly, even after I read the summaries to these guys and we give a little bit of analysis, I don't know where it's going. So we'll see about that. But yeah, it will be very interesting to keep an eye on, Nick. Definitely. And thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it as always.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks, dude.
Brian Ford donated $5.
Brian.
Said, I liked the backstory, but the duel was incredibly boring aside from Roa's ace. I never want them to handle a rush duel like this ever again.
The rush duel was
I can
boring?
see it. Did
Yeah.
it did feel like a bit stretched out because the whole essence of rush duel is supposed to be quick.
Yeah.
Which is part of why I didn't like 12. Because all felt like nothing was happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the antithesis of.
Well, yeah, because
rush
half
duels.
of before the duel even restarts, there's a whole plot point
Right,
that takes
exactly.
place
Yeah.
first, and then
Yeah. They
But I-
literally, in 12, lose life points in the beginning. You go into plot. You jump back into this. Half this episode is plot. And then we're like, oh, yeah, wait.
Oh,
what
wait,
life points
we
did
were
they were
dueling?
at? Like, and
yeah.
now
Then
they're
he's
dueling.
like, well, why don't we finish? And he's like, oh, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, let's do it.
Yeah. I didn't
But yeah,
mind
to
it.
play devil's
It
advocate.
didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
No, it didn't bother me,
Right.
but yeah.
To play devil's advocate, I think the duel in this the half of the duel in this episode I loved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah.
did too.
Yeah,
They
that was
went in
my
on
favorite
that.
part of that
Yeah,
episode.
dude, and I loved all of Roa's cards.
Oh,
Yeah.
they were
right
all
up my.
cool.
That was
I'm
in my
sure.
wheelhouse.
Yeah, it was in your wheelhouse. Yeah, that ace, I mean, as Brian pointed out, that ace summoning was
Was
insane.
awesome.
And I love the effect
Insert
that it could
song.
absorb the attack points
Yeah.
of
And you
the
just see
monster.
the witch
And
turn to
destroy it right
ash.
after.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. Mm-hmm.
And
That's a
the
sick
sound
effect.
effects the whole time, his screeching, like dude.
Yeah. Even Mage's attack on Roa I thought was great, where
Yeah,
like
he
he
runs
goes
up and then-
and he
Yeah,
just
and it stops.
and opens the portal and
Into the
Roa just
shadow.
falls through. I thought it was really cool. Creative, very
Yeah,
creative.
very creative.
Yeah. But that's fair, Brian.
Yeah.
And I thank
I
you
respect
for
it.
the dono, dude.
It goes to show when they want to bring it, they know how to bring it.
They do.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
guess Brian just has an issue with,
The
you know,
pacing.
the pacing, which you did too. I mean, you and Kate also
Yeah.
I
had
think
an
the
issue
mage
with
is
that.
one of my favorite cards.
The
so
mage is
far.
sick.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
She's a mouse.
What?
She's a mouse.
Oh.
We will take two more, and then we'll get back into some discussion.
Rosé.
Okay. Don't forget you have
I know, I have a couple.
Bernardo Lima donated $5 Brazilian.
Oh, thank you, Bernardo.
Thank you.
Said Uni is back. Wish me luck.
That's
Bernardo,
a
good luck.
Good
We
luck.
will always be here nerding out on Wednesday nights. So please tune in when you can or listen to us in the background as you're doing homework. We're here for you, man. Anyone that's starting uni, good luck with your new semester, man. Seriously.
Yeah, be safe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Bernardo.
Brian Ford donated $10.
Oh,
Wow.
jeez, Brian,
Yeah.
dude. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man.
Said so far Sevens is an 8 for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
The
That's
characters
cool.
are fun and the story is fine so far. The comedy gets a B+, but Rush Duels kill my mood. Also, aside from Roa and Gakuto, I really don't care about the characters.
Wow, really?
But I have to say,
Not even Rook.
Yeah.
He's like the life of the party.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
and Brian, thank you for the donation.
I want to talk more about that.
For someone who, says there's 2 characters that he's really invested in, and that, Rush Duels he's not a fan of.
But he's still so
He
big on
still
the
gives
show.
it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think that's just proof at someone being able to identify how coherently the show is written, and that being enough
Yeah, that's good,
to
yeah.
keep your interest. Even if that's crazy. Like if I didn't like the dueling style of a Yu-Gi-Oh show, I would be so down on the show.
Yeah, it'd probably lose me a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yet still able to give it an 8 out of 10 because of everything else that's going on, which I think says a lot.
Yeah, because that's the reason why I stopped
With Vrains,
with Frames.
because the
was
duels
because
were
the
just
duels
too
were so long and too much for me. Like I lost
early
interest.
on. Those link summonings, dude.
Yeah.
dude, the
I mean-
whole
It was
thing.
like-
When those
Like-
link summons start, you can go out,
It's
make
like
a
an
bowl of
hour
ice
long.
cream, come back, he's finishing up. Like, I mean, those link
Well, the
chains,
duels
dude.
were 4 episodes long.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
remember
felt
when I
that way.
first
Felt that
It's
way.
felt for him so
Yeah.
long.
when I first started watching it, I watched it weird, but I was watching in the bathtub. Like I was taking a bath and watching Brains.
No, that's
Yeah.
not weird.
But I was like falling
Yeah, you
asleep.
get a drown in there.
Yeah, watching it.
Yeah, Legendary loves that. Legendary loves whenever there's any brain slander.
I'm not a brains hater, guys. Come on. I'm just saying it like it is. You made me the villain of brains.
I did.
I'm like,
You'll always,
saying, I like it. It's alright.
every time you come on my stream, I gotta
He
make
says
a
it even
response.
when you're not here. He
I
just-
know he does. I bet.
All
I
the
bet.
time. All the time.
Yeah, Legendary just hates brains. We should just
And
give
it's
him.
like, there's people that love Vrains out there, and then there's people like JC. He just hated Vrains.
hated
Every
Like,
time
he'll
I'm
say
watching a
something.
stream, he brings it up, and I'm like, come on, bro. I don't hate it.
Yeah, I know.
Just screaming at your computer at home.
You're like, I'm the #1 advocate for like against brains.
Yeah, like trying to talk about how bad brains is. No.
Dude,
I
you're
know.
ruining my reputation.
I know. No. You're good, dude.
No, it's funny. It's funny.
It's
I
all,
accept it.
it's all in good love, man. It's all in good love.
Yeah.
They're gonna burn down my house. The brains,
Yeah,
the
they're
brains
gonna-
lovers, man. They're gonna
No,
come after me.
no, the Arc 5 ones are the ones you gotta be careful of. The brains,
Well,
brains
I'm
ones
okay
are-
with Arc 5 despite
Yeah,
the horrible
so you're
ending.
fine. I gotta watch my house.
Yeah.
I gotta watch my house.
You get a lot of people
Those,
upset with that.
those Arc 5 fangirls, they're coming, dude.
And girls.
Oh!
We don't-
Arc 5, not my fangirl. I don't have fangirls.
You do. You have
Well,
us.
we-
Yeah, but
Next don't know. Ryan, thank you, man.
That's something.
We'll take 2 more.
2 more. Okay.
2.
Alan Wilkinson donated £5.
Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that, man.
So is Dark Magician waiting for a guy called Meta to turn up?
instead of a 10.
That's funny. I don't know if Dark Magician. Alan, thank you for the donation. I don't know if Dark Magician's coming. I don't know if Red Eyes Black Dragon is coming.
It'd be cool though.
It would be so cool. And again, remember, the card releases weren't really delayed, I don't think, but the episodes were delayed. So like Lightning Bolt Condor got revealed to us so long ago. It's on the cover of the the Lightning Strike Attack or whatever that pack is. And yet we still haven't seen Lightning Bolt Condor in 7, so they're still behind. So there is a chance that maybe we get Dark Magician in like episode 20. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it would be really cool.
That what he said brings up a good point, and something I wanted to ask you about the whole backwards name thing, because the meta attempt joke. No,
So
I just want to ask you, how much influence do you think you have on people? Because I feel like when you read the cast list, it was OTIS. And by the time we got to the
sub.
The
It
sub.
was
It is OTES.
Yeah.
so
I think they watched you.
No,
Yeah,
they
no,
did
it's
not.
No, they definitely did.
They did not. I'll be honest, I don't have that much influence on the community. I really don't. I probably only have like a 5% influence on the entire community.
But do you think you influenced that?
No, but the person who translated the episode
Yes.
came out and said, very, very nice person actually, who I talked to on Twitter
Yeah.
a little bit, said that she should have translated it OTIS. She read some fan theories and got very excited
Your
about
fan
it.
theories,
No,
that's
I'm not.
Sprite.
No. She read the forums. She said she read.
watching you.
She,
They're
no,
doing
no.
it.
That's
She
you
quoted
in
the
the
forums. No, I'm not in the. I don't do the
No,
forums.
how many people from the forums that took that?
Probably not many. I don't really talk to people in the forums. She read the forums. That's what she said in her official statement. And going forward, she will translate it as OTIS. She shouldn't have done OTES. That's what she said, and I'm passing along her message because I like to bring the truth.
Okay, yeah, I respect that.
Yeah, and so again, that whole settle backwards, not a thing.
So, Dill,
Not a thing.
how do you feel being an influencer?
I'm not an influencer.
Look, I could say you're.
How's the Yugimoto one? I forgot you still have it on.
It's a little itchy.
It is itchy, right? It sucks, dude.
Whatever.
I think you have more influence than you think because you were going on Arc 5 about Seto Kaiba being the main villain, and now we're in Sevens, and Seto Kaiba's back in one way or another.
No,
you have some influence.
No, I don't.
What are the odds?
I think the odds are pretty good. He's a very iconic character. I really don't have that much influence, but it's flattering that you guys think that I have influence. I appreciate
just,
that.
Noticed that would change. And I was like, that seemed it seemed almost too.
It's a little bit.
coincidental, yeah.
No.
But
Next,
no,
don't
thank
know.
you for addressing that tweet, though.
You're welcome.
That opens up.
When is
Yeah.
the next time you're doing a pyramid scheme seminar?
Next don't know.
Latrell donated $10.
Latrell, thank you, dude.
Well,
Oh, the
boy.
man.
Said, hey homies, Goha gotta be pulling the strings on Roa's group. You're telling me a kid hacker is gonna take the card from the off from the database. Goha is scheming. ...
Yeah, and it was the drummer, the same kid that ate all the food.
Yeah.
I don't think it's likely.
He's Mr. Goha Jr.
Wow.
Latrell, I think this show is so surreal that it's possible that kids are just doing that because that's just kind of the show style. Not a bad theory, though, that Goha might be helping. I don't know what Goha would get from it. Maybe they hate Hologram Man so much that they wanted Yugioh to lose ownership because Yugioh was the one chosen by Hologram Man, a former employee. So I could see it making sense. Yeah, it's an interesting theory, Latrell. And thank you for the donut, man.
I have a point about the band I just wanted to make since the drummer was brought up.
Yeah.
Did you see
Kaito Taro.
all of the clips, of the band in like the concert scenes and stuff when they were playing the music?
Yeah.
Did you see the bassist in those scenes? He was hidden behind a wall, facing backwards.
Wait, no, I missed that.
If go back and look at it, he's not like he's facing the other way in one of them when they're playing. One time he's like half on, half off the stage. I swear they made a whole meme out of it because nobody knows who he is. And
I love those little attentions to
you like
detail.
really
I didn't
can't
even
see
notice
I didn't
him.
notice it either.
I really can't see him the whole time. That's so
Oh.
funny.
I was
God.
vibing with the song too much to notice
too.
it.
Yeah, I
to go
think
back.
so.
I was just watching and I
What's
just
the-
noticed because I was looking at all the people. I'm like, oh, they got the whole bit.
Oh, Ushido.
Like, and he's like facing the other
That's
way,
messed
so it's
up.
just like
That
a
is messed
shadow.
up.
It's like
so
last
good.
week. Remember when they brought all the sushi in to distract with Romo or
Yeah.
Roman 2 weeks ago? And then some of Gakuto's cards, like the monsters on the field, were turning around looking at the sushi.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
were a part of that.
I know, the whole show just feels so alive, and it's
It
those
does
little
feel
things.
alive.
Definitely look back at that if you didn't see it. It was
Yeah, I gotta
cool.
look back at that.
You can tell they put a lot of love into the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and hopefully that continues. Want to get the dialogue started, and again, we'll read the rest of the donations. Thank you guys so much. On another point that was made, Hologram Man says, Otis says, you have to unlock the key to a new world.
Yes.
Unlock the door to a new world.
Into
It's-
the breaks.
It's the 20th anniversary show, right? And could the new door, much like in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, you know that's true, be
I was just gonna make a
Dual
joke about
Monsters World, GX World, 5D's
it.
World,
Dude, you had it.
Zexel World, Arc 5 World, or Vrain's World? Could that be
Wayne's World.
the door to the new world? Could that be the new world? Kate, we're going to start with you.
I'm gonna pass it to Pete.
Pete, do you take it figuratively or literally?
It's most likely figuratively. But I want it to be literal.
I think it's literally.
I want it
That
to
would
be.
be so
I
cool.
want it to be literally so bad. And so when that moment happened, I literally paused my video and I rewinded and I went, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, do you mean it in that sense of you mean okay, let's redo this because Goha is oppressive in this world, or do you mean we're opening up a door to another show. Is that where we're going now? And that added in with that like character there at the end that it looks like an artificial intelligence. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But here's to me hoping that it will happen.
Let me say this: there will be a door unlocked because Sevens does not leave any stone unturned.
No.
So if they're saying it in episode 13, I think episode 14 and 15 is going to start with them trying to find information on this key and this door.
Well, it's going to be. We had a door in the first episode, right? Like, you remember? It was like a light tunnel, and then they hit the wall.
Yeah.
So we had 7 pieces of finding out, like, what the dinosaur kids were trying to find out would, where next the hologram man would come up. That's the first place he came up. To me, there's 6 more locations that we're going to go to, and he's going to rise out of the ground, and we'll deal with it as it goes. That's what I think
that is going to keep the dinosaur kid and like that group and the news group involved and relevant in the whole show, because they're going to be like the guys on the outside. You know how like the Knights of Hanoi had their hackers, everybody had that kind of stuff.
These are like
they're like
digging up like where is he gonna pop up next? And
and they're gonna run into them like looking for stuff and be like, hey, so we found this, and then they're gonna work off their clue and get to where they need to go.
I'd really like to see that.
Yeah.
I think that's how it's gonna be with them.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, but actually,
Well, I was just gonna make a joke about how they're gonna open the
thank you.
Zale world, because it's coming in dueling. So I was
you're
like,
right.
what are the odds it's coming up at this time?
Yeah.
But that'd be fun.
it would be amazing. It literally would be amazing.
I mean, it would be so cool.
If I just watch Yusaku come in, he comes in on his speedboard, and I'm like, holy crap, new art style, this character, it'd be amazing.
It would.
It's just not gonna happen.
No, that's a pipe dream.
Their 20-year anniversaries, they're gonna keep referencing old cards like Blue Eyes White Dragon. Maybe we'll get a Dark Magician. That's what's gonna be.
I agree with you, but I don't know. I think it's something to get excited about.
Do you need
The potential.
Water,
Casey, you need a water?
Thank you so much, Kate.
That I think. You
no.
want to go?
No, you could go ahead. I'll go.
Kind of both figurative and literal, because I don't think it's literal in the way that
Stuck the landing.
that you think it is. I think figuratively, yes, they're opening up a new door, but like it's not. Remember, like if you asked me, like at episode 12, I'd be definitely figuratively, because we saw a door, they walked right into it. It was a funny, it was a joke. The new world was them getting rush duels, blah blah blah. That was the door.
Mm-hmm.
Now, especially how Yugioh reacted to that line, I think we're gonna be opening up into something. I don't know if it's necessarily a new one of the previous Yu-Gi-Oh worlds, but it could be like whether it's some kind of involvement in a further internet kind of thing. The new world.
What if it's Link? What if it's Link Vrains?
What if
they go in? No, hold on. What if they go in?
Want this to be
And you just see a
Vrains is the most likely.
and you just see a random like guy on a surfboard, and they're like, "Hey, where are we? Oh, you're in Link Vrains."
And it's Soul Burner.
It's the most likely out of those options, but I think it could be.
Yeah, I think Vrains
when
would be
you
most
say
likely.
when you go somewhere, not here, right? It could be
God
anywhere.
damn it.
It's like it's a new world, right? So it could be doesn't have to be a new dimension. It could be like a figurative in that sense, where it's like, oh, just not Goha City.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of options.
It gets me excited because there are so many options.
It gets me.
Do I believe that this new world is going to be a world we have seen in a previous Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't. But I'm not fully convinced that it's not a possibility.
No, of course.
Oh no! Look at Arc 5. I mean,
Look
we
at
didn't
Arc
expect
5.
Heartland, and,
Right. Synchro Dimension.
Duel Academy.
Yeah.
Like, they had references to all of that.
Yeah.
Still, if Soul Burner is in this show,
He can't
I
take
will
him
get a
seriously.
fireball tattoo on my thigh.
Inner thigh.
We should.
On my thigh.
We'll get matching
On my
video
quad.
tattoos.
Okay.
All right,
I will get a fireball.
Okay.
right there. That deal is made.
Okay.
I'm in. I'll do it.
I feel like this show.
Okay, yeah.
This show is a meme enough that I could see them trolling us. Where like it pops into Vrain's world for a second, it's like,
It's just Brave Mag.
wrong one, and we jump right out,
That would be
and it's like,
perfect.
you mother, like that's what I feel it could be like.
That would be perfect. That would be
Oh
the
my
biggest
God.
troll.
That would
ever.
actually be hilarious if they did
I could
that.
see them doing
They
that.
go
as
into
your
the
20th
Vrains world. Oh, wrong
anniversary.
one.
Yeah.
They go to a different world. That would be.
That'd be amazing, dude.
That would be
I don't-
phenomenal.
At first, I didn't think it was possible, but considering Arc 5, it was about jumping through dimensions and these huge references to the other previous shows. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
And then
but
and then the promotion would make sense, giving homage to the previous 20 years.
right,
Then it wouldn't have been a slap in the face to all of us.
not
Yeah,
necessarily.
because so
no.
far we only have the Blue Eyes thing. That's
Right.
it.
It's not impossible because Arc 5 already did it.
Right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
the precedent
that
is
alone
there.
yeah.
Hey, Dill.
But again, different studios could complicate
Dill,
things.
I
so.
need
True.
to ask you your opinion.
Okay.
What is your, like, I really didn't want this to be it, but I'm okay with it, line for what the new world is? So, like, not necessarily going into another Yu-Gi-Oh show, or, like, maybe they go into a new type of dimension or something like that, or a similar thing to Link Vrains, but not actually Vrains. What, like, would it be like, oh, there's a new, like, I don't know, a new way to play, like,
Yeah,
a new
that's
mechanic,
exactly it.
or
If
a new
this
archetype
if
or
this
something.
new world, and remember, this is important because in December we are getting a new mechanic in Rush Duels. We don't know what that is.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that's coming in December. We don't know anything more
that's
about
awesome.
that, but it's been confirmed. So maybe that's when they'll open the door. That's what it would be. I didn't want this, but I'm okay with it. They open the door. They don't actually physically walk through the door,
It's figurative.
but these things come out of the door that like updates their Rush Duel gear.
That would be awesome. And then, the first world, it could be multiple worlds too. Because it could be like the first world comes in and it's like we get introduced to fusions and then
Right.
the other summoning mechanics.
Wow.
That would be dope.
That could be really cool.
I would like that.
That would be dope.
So
yeah.
that would be a
That's a
not amazing
Yeah,
thing
because
to happen, but definitely good enough that you're like,
Yeah.
okay, I really like that.
Yeah, because I would want this new world to actually be a dimension or a portal to a different location than the Goha City hub.
Yeah.
I think that
Right
would be
now,
really
Goha City
cool.
feels very small.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
would expand the overall show and the overall dimension of the world and the scope of the show. So if they opened the door and they didn't actually get transported anywhere, I'd be a little disappointed.
But do you think the Rush Duel style, if it was just adding all the new mechanics, would kind of bring it into today's like gameplay style for the card game? It's kind of them teaching, like
Well,
them
the thing
merging
is-
it in with how the game is already played.
The thing is, I don't know how you add links to Rush Duels. I don't know how you add pendulums to Rush Duels. Pendulums are pointless in Rush Duels. So there are a lot of mechanics that wouldn't make sense
Yeah, like,
for the way
yeah.
that Rush Duels works.
See,
So
I
that's-
don't know all the mechanics. That's
fusion-
why
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asking you.
yeah. Pendulums wouldn't work. Pendulum, you literally just set cards on your spell and trap zone, and then or your pendulum zone, and then you just summon all level monsters that are between those levels. So you just spam summon, but that's what Rush Duel already
Rush
is.
Duel
Yeah.
is a spam.
So pendulums don't work in Rush Dueling. So I can't see that
Just like in
happening.
Vrains, it didn't work.
In Vrains it didn't work, yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what this new world is, but I'm excited to see what it is.
I was just curious.
And I think,
That's a
as
good question,
Nicholas, no, great question. I think Nicholas said earlier, interested to see where the show goes from here. I think this is where the show goes. I think the show is now going to revolve around Yuga and Co. discussing, okay, how do we find this key? How do we unlock this new world that Otis told us about? Or how do we find Otis again to get more information? That's where the show is going to go. Watch that space in 14.
I just thought of something too. For this new world that they could go into, it's highly possible that that's where Otis is right now in this new world.
That's true.
And he's waiting for Yuga to get there
Otis and
and
Rev-
unlock
and Rev
this
Lover.
new world or whatever.
Yeah.
And it could be that, since he's obviously a reference to Kaiba, that's where we'll see a reference to Yugi and Joey and Red Eyes and Blue, and Dark Magician. That could, in this new world, they could all be there. Those characters that represent them.
Yeah, that
So
would be
he's like,
interesting.
he's waiting for Yuga to come to that new world.
Right,
I
because
like
we
that.
know
That's
That's
good.
dope.
because we know he exists physically, right? He's a
He
person
has
he's a real
we've
person.
Seen him, but we've only seen him in the present day as a hologram. He
Yeah.
could be
Right.
somewhere else.
Exactly, yeah.
Those also
In the
could have
flesh.
been old recordings, though.
But
He
you know,
could have
it-
just
yeah.
could have set those up in moments, just hoping that someone will kind of like National Treasure style,
Yeah,
just
but
kind
that's
of
conversation.
But he
find
has
out what it
conversations
is.
back and forth
He
with
talks
them.
shit on.
Yeah, but you could also have
Well, it's
there's
like
AIs in
iRobot.
movies.
Remember iRobot?
Yeah, that can
Like,
only
like,
answer to
that's
certain
not the right
responses.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. But then they never ask the wrong question.
I like to think he's alive though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like to think
Yeah.
he's alive.
I think he's alive. Well, that's probably where
No,
the show's
because
going
he
next.
was talking with Ro. The
Yeah.
hologram was talking with him. and everything.
It seems
So it
that
could have
way,
been
yeah.
recorded.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how could he have predicted all of that?
Unless it's a very interactive AI.
Yeah,
I mean, we're
it's
in a
probably
very
just like-
futuristic
yeah.
world.
Yeah, like
True.
in iRobot, he's
the
like,
dead professor.
yeah,
professor
you
throws
ask
out
him
the
a
window,
question.
yeah.
If he
Oh,
has the answer, he
spoilers.
answers.
Spoilers.
The movie came out 20 years ago.
It's like 2005.
Yeah, that's
I
an old
might have been
movie.
earlier, but yeah.
Do we have any more donations?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let's read a few. Thank you guys so much. And then I want to share the 14 and 15 summaries. 15 summaries hot out of the oven. Just came out earlier today.
Wow. Fresh out the oven.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll be giving my first thoughts on it.
Cooking.
And so will they on the stream. So let's go.
Electric Kevin donated $5 Australian dollars.
My friend from Aussie land. Thank you, Kevin.
As
Oh,
someone
oh.
who liked Sevens ever since the reveal at Jump Festa, I'm so glad to see many people enjoying Sevens. So far, it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
rating as JC. Yeah, I know, Kevin. You've always been high on it. Thank you. And I know a lot of people are going to be surprised by this still, but there are a lot of fans that have reached out to me. At least I can think of a dozen off the top of my head since Sevens was announced and to present day that have said like, "Hey, Sevens has honestly brought me back to Yu-Gi-Oh because I was tired of the old style. I didn't really like the old style and the old design. I don't really agree with that,
Neither
but
do I,
that's a fair opinion. And I like the more comedic style of the show, and it's fun, and I enjoy it more than the last few shows. And I haven't watched since GX, and I'm back now, and I
That
love
makes
it.
sense because GX was very slice of life, especially in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So every show brings in these groups of new people. But
It's
Kevin,
not dark enough for you, Pete.
uh,
Not yet, anyway. Just
JC,
wait.
he
You're almost there.
yeah, you just gotta get through.
A monkey.
Yeah, no, you just gotta get through 100 episodes. Then it'll get
That's
good.
the best part of the show.
That's work. Yeah, just 100 episodes.
Just
Yeah,
wait.
just
Yeah,
100
you're almost in the
100
good
more
part.
episodes, bro.
You're almost
100 more
there.
episodes, bro.
Next donation.
Trust
100
me, it
more
gets better.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, a little bit.
Can someone just clip
Come
with
on,
that?
man.
Just the in sync, like
was
almost
great.
spitting out the water.
Because they both know what we're going to go through.
Oh yeah.
It's a grind, but once you get there, it'll be worth it.
I love
Yeah,
you
sure.
guys.
Don't start.
I really do. I loved you guys.
Yeah, he's great. He's
I can hang out there all day.
next time out.
Ice Aiden donated $2.
Thank you, Ice.
Said, do you guys think Otis and Mr. Gohan are related?
Ice, Aiden.
Who?
No,
Gohan who?
Not like
No.
related, but they are.
They're
Gohan,
related.
who? I
They're
didn't get-
connected because of Gohan Corp.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
even further, I think there's definitely like a
He-
rivalry there.
He's an employee who defected.
Yeah.
He didn't fit in with the mold. He's very much Yugioh and Roa, and that's why he identified those feelings that he was having in those kids, particularly Yugioh in the crowd.
I hope we
So-
get a scene, completely unrelated, where Goha rips off his cape and he is just ripped, like 8-pack. Yeah, I hope we get a scene.
I didn't know where
Kinda
that
like-
was going, but
Yugioh looks like now. Not Yugioh.
Yeah, well,
Yoshi.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
except it's real.
Ice,
real.
Ice Aiden, I don't believe it. I know there's a few people that think they're the same person that are trying to like manipulate Yuga. Interesting
that would
theory.
be crazy.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't think they're related, but I think we probably will see them kind of maybe square off at one
I would
point
love
down
to
the
see
road.
square off.
Me too. Thank you, Ice, for the donation. Thank you. Ice Aiden.
Oh my god.
That was great.
Brian Ford donated $5.
Thank you, Brian.
Brian.
Said, I hope we do have AI in this show just so that Kaizo can maybe turn on our group and then
Die like Robapi.
and then get killed.
Yeah.
I want all Yu-Gi-Ohs to have an anti-robot agenda.
I do like that.
I don't mind that either. Now the robots are gonna watch this in 20 years.
I don't.
And they're gonna target us.
I've said for a long time I don't trust artificial intelligence in real life.
Yeah, no, none of us do. Listen,
I like it.
Brian, I completely agree with what you're saying there. I wouldn't mind the anti-robot agenda. I think that Kaizo has the highest chance of any of the crew to die, to get killed off in a comedic
Are
way.
you gonna be sad?
No, but I didn't think I'd get sad at Robapi's death, and that was very
that
sad.
was actually emotional.
So I don't
It
know.
was.
I don't know.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Robapi. Brian,
It
thank you
also
for the
wouldn't
dono.
have been as sad of Robapi dying if Robapi stayed in the state that originally started the duel and not the kind of didn't know what was happening.
Right.
Reverted back to the household
yeah.
device.
That
Oh my
made
God,
all-
that's
made
what
it, we're like, oh,
did
man.
it.
Yeah, and Yusaku showed up and I had to watch it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was sad.
Well, he was there to tell Soul Burner just end it, like put Bradley
put her
misery.
down.
Yeah.
Sad.
Rip Boppy.
Riff Boppy.
That was good. That was good.
Next dono.
Yeah.
Brian Ford donated $5.
Brian, jeez, thank you so much, man.
Said,
You're on
guys,
fire.
I'm still mourning Vrain's death. Don't give me any sort of hope that Vrain's material may come back because I'll cry when it doesn't happen.
We might have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
You did a lot of
A
that.
little bit.
You did a lot of
Absolutely done.
We might have done that. Caliber's over here. Yeah, I'm gonna get a shoulder tattoo when he shows back up.
Why
did
is he
you do that
85
accent?
all of a sudden?
That was like a country accent?
Well, Sonny, I'm
Is
gonna
that-
get
is it
myself
truck driver?
that
'Cause that's how long he's gonna be waiting for Silver.
What's happening tonight?
One day.
One day I'll get that tattoo right over here on my quad. You're gonna laugh.
You probably could get it without it happening if you want.
Yeah.
Nope, I only said I was gonna do it one way.
Well, hey, I don't think you should have made that bet, man. You already lost one bet. You're not on
Is
a
that
good
right,
track.
Ryan?
I bet to
Yeah.
lose.
Yes.
You bet that PSG would beat Bayern in the finals.
They lost 1-0. It was a pretty good game.
They got massively outplayed. Next donation, Brian. Thank you. And listen, we all would love for Vrains to come back. We'll hold hands and go through week in and week out. Hold on. to
All of
hope.
us except,
JC.
JC, yeah, he needs brain.
What was
Oh, that's
that?
right. JC doesn't want Vrains.
Oh, no. Yusaku a little bit.
I know.
There's going to be a whole monologue that if somehow the world gets shocked and Brains comes back, Dylan's just going to start off with, and every Yu-Gi-Oh fan I know is happy out there, except Jason. He's not happy to see this.
I could see that
But
happening.
everyone
You're
else.
definitely
yeah.
gonna do that.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, JC's not gonna be happy about
JC's
this.
going to be really upset.
Breaking news. in
honestly,
the
though, I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
kinda will,
for
though.
Everyone.
Really?
If Yusaku comes back, yeah, I
Really?
just don't like him.
That's fair, man.
Now if Revolver comes back,
That
okay,
would
you
be
know,
sick.
I like and because I is great.
What about Aoi?
I'm indifferent about Aoi.
Yeah, I think most people are.
I'm just like, okay, she's fine.
Yeah, I liked her. Right?
What about Soul Burner?
What about
I'm
you?
You don't
okay
have
with
to
Soul
answer that.
Burner.
Alright.
You don't have to answer that.
Next dono.
Anonymous.
Oh boy. Anonymous
Anonymous.
anime lover.
Yes. Donated $20.
Thank you so much, Anonymous. Thank you so much.
Said,
Thank you.
Hi, Dylan, Cal, Pete, Kate. Before you were here, Nick
It's
T,
okay.
but hi, Nick
That's
T.
alright.
And I think you're Legendary Duels. ...
Yeah. The man.
Yes, I'm
That is
the
it.
Legendary
Oh,
Duels.
the man.
Said, I like the episode, especially Yugioh figuring out Roman's secret, proving his intelligence. Long live Yugioh.
Yes.
Long live Yu-Gi-Oh! Anonymous. We will always be here. And Anonymous had been gone for like a few weeks from my
Yes.
channel. I was getting worried about her, but she donated a couple of streams ago. Actually, I think it was,
Was it
yeah.
last stream?
It was the last talk in
Last
Yu-Gi-Oh!
week,
Yeah. And which was a couple of streams ago. And
True.
she said that she was getting over an illness, right? Or she wasn't feeling
She was
well.
not feeling well.
Yeah.
So hopefully you're feeling better.
Absolutely.
Life's got its ups and downs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything on this channel stays consistent. So we will always be here for you
Heck yeah.
when you need us. And thank you for another very just kind-hearted donation. Seriously, that is a very large amount of money. You did not need to do that, but thank you, Anonymous.
Yes.
I have something to say.
Okay.
It's about brains again.
Okay.
But
well,
I
here we go.
gotta defend myself
The
for a second.
anti-brains
Slander,
from-
baby.
Yeah, I
yeah,
had to
here we
defend
go.
myself. Now,
Here
think
we
about
go.
it like this. If Yusaku Fujiki came back, the reason why I would be opposed to that is because think about would he really add anything to the show? Would he
No,
work
no.
with any of the characters?
I think that would be so
He's so
funny.
stale.
I
Like-
know, but I think that would be so funny for that
I can't even
reason.
see him matching with you. I can't even see him
You
matching
don't
with
think
you.
it would be hilarious if he showed up and literally was just Yuga and his friends just roasting him the whole time? Because he
That would
was
be
like- he
fun,
was-
but like he wouldn't add
Well, he's
anything.
super serious.
Unless if they brought
tough.
I back with him, that'd be different because then that opens different
I would
things.
join in
But
on
him by
roasting him.
himself would
Yeah.
be so uninteresting because he's not interesting.
I don't know. I think it would be so cool to see anyone back.
So Davis said, I want a cameo of Playmaker. He looks into the camera and says, man, fuck JC.
That'd be.
Dang. All right.
Hey,
all
listen,
right.
listen. It's
That was
okay.
good.
It's okay. It's okay, Jason.
But all right, real talk. Do you think he would add anything to the show? Adding Yusaku in?
No.
Absolutely not.
See, there you go. He's
I
not-
think he could be a good counterbalance because he would be the opposite side of the feelings we have of our other characters. They're very comedic.
He'd have to be
And
a
he's
villain,
super
though.
serious. So you could get a lot of jokes off of that.
you could.
We also don't know what state Yusaku is in because he's a very...
Yeah.
I mean, you would assume he's in a not a great state the way Brains ended, but
Right.
He's been chasing
he
that
is a
for
different
years.
person. And so we don't know what's affected him or his journey. I would like to explore that journey further. And maybe we could get more character
If
progression
it's a
with him.
dark, villainous
If they bring
playmaker,
Eye back.
Everyone wants that villain, man. Everyone wants.
I would love
he's not
it.
going to be the
I
villain.
would love it.
But for the most part, people agree with me. Right?
Yeah.
So can I say one point that we
Regular
didn't
Yusaku.
didn't bring up?
Yeah,
Yes.
I liked in this episode that everyone talks about Yuga's intelligence. I like his heartfelt moments. And so like when Ro was talking about and kind of seemed like a little bit upset to the hologram man of like, why didn't you pick me? I'm exactly like him.
Right.
I like that he's like, oh, what gives Yuga the right? And like Yuga's like, you have that right. Like through everything Roa did that was underhanded, and they said that in the episode, he still proves and shows that like he has faith in everyone. And he gives Roa the opportunity that, yeah, man, you could still create your own road too. Let's do it like almost together.
Mm-hmm.
He basically says. I really thought that was a really inspiring moment for him. I
I
really like him as a character.
I love Yuga.
Yeah.
I mean, way more than
He's
I thought
very
I
humble.
would.
He has no pride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very,
And
he's
that's
genuine.
what I love about him. He's and like with Yuma and Yuya, very hyper, right? Like they were very
Right,
hyper
yeah. He's,
younger
he's
kids.
way more toned down.
And that's
but still has that love.
yeah. He's just I don't know. He's just really good. He's a really good main character. I really like Yuga. The intelligence, as Anonymous pointed out in her very kind donation, and the heartfelt moments, as you just pointed out. He's a very smart kid. He's humble, but now we're starting to get that drive. That, you know what? I think I want to be the Rush Duel King.
Yeah.
I think I want to explore new possibilities. I think this is the path I need to take to grow as a person, and that's going to be really cool to see.
Yeah, definitely.
So I really like Yuga. Really like the setup so far for his character.
Definitely, yeah.
We are going to take one more.
Okay.
Do we have one more?
No.
Okay.
Otis Cunningham donated $5.
Otis, he appeared in the episode. He's the Dual King.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you for
Otis.
doing that.
Yeah,
Well,
congratulations.
Well, he could have been
Thank
the Dual
you.
King at
He
one
could,
time.
yeah, in a different age. Yeah, he was a Dual King.
He said, I was throwing the card to Roa, but this red-haired kid pulled a LeBron and grabbed it. Hashtag I am king.
Otis Cunningham. It's got to be cool to be in the Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Yeah, right.
Otis, congratulations, man. After the name scandal, it is spelled your name, so I'm sure you're very happy about that. But thank you for the donation.
Scandal.
You're great. And yeah, thank you guys, all of you guys, for the donations. We will get to all of them, as we always do. You guys really are just loading me up tonight, so thank you, seriously. I really do appreciate it. And I want to read the 14 summary and the 15 summary. We're going to give our thoughts on some predictions going forward, and then we are probably going to read the rest of the donations and then start to wrap things up. So this will probably be the last discussion, non-donation related, that we have. But this will give us a good idea of what direction the show is going in. If you do not want any spoilers, probably a good time to turn off this video, end up doing something else for a bit, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and come back in. But again, very minor spoilers. Episode 14, Roman's Kitchen. Yuga and company had won the team battle against Roa Roman. However, Rook tells Roman that he won't talk to a traitorous spy like her and refuses to reconcile with her. Seeing that Roman is saddened by this, Yuga and Co. came up with a plan to get the two of them to make up with each other using hearty home cooking. It's time for some explosive cooking. The cast: Yuga, Rook, Gakuto, Roman, Kaizo, Roa, Rons, and Rinosuke, again, Gakuto's servants, and drones. So I don't think there's going to be any duel in this episode. I think this is just going to be a really gag comedic episode. But before we go into that, episode 15. This just came out, fresh out of the oven.
Ooh.
Setting sail, Goha Fisheries Elementary School. After boarding the ship that also acts as a school building for Goha Fisheries Elementary School, Yuga challenges its captain, Maguro, to a duel in the middle of the sea. Note: Maguro means tuna in Japanese. So those are our next two episodes.
That's awesome.
So we probably don't have a duel in 14, and then we have Yuga versus Maguro in 15.
Or
Big tuna.
tuna.
Versus
Big
Yuga
tuna.
versus Big
Tuna.
Tuna.
Tunes.
So I think 14 is going to be a really fun episode with some serious, because I think it's going to start where Roman is genuinely bummed that Rook is basically kicking her out of the group. And we all said that Rook was going to be the one
Right,
that would be
that's
the
what I
hardest
said.
to win
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
And that's going to be the case.
It's actually funny.
I like that they're addressing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Based on the short clip that they play at the end of the episode. I was like, I kind of figured that's what they were like. Why else would Roman be cooking except the one way to get to Rook's heart?
Oh, with food.
You know, so I was like, it makes sense that that's why she's cooking. Because when I saw it, I was like, she's cooking?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I'm down. I'm here for it.
And I guess there's the small possibility that Roman and Rook will duel in this episode, but again, we're not taking predictions for the Pick'em League because there's just no evidence that that's going to happen. So I'm not going to. But then in 15, we're introducing another character, another elementary school. So again, expanding that universe. And I wonder if they're maybe setting sail to try and go to maybe like an island that could have the key or find buried treasure or something like that.
One of our sort of satellite characters, the news kids or the Jurassic kids sort of found some kind of lead that leads us, hey, this is where we think the key is or the next location of... You
need a boat to get to the location where the key is, and it's on this island.
It's like Atlantis.
Yeah, it's like Atlantis. If you ever found that place, you'd be
rich.
So I think that there is a really good chance that that's probably why they're on this boat. Or maybe the sea captain knows some information about buried treasure. Yeah. But 14, 15 will be interesting.
Could they be taking the ship to Duel's Kingdom?
Another world, dude.
That's where they show up on GX on the island.
I was thinking about GX too.
Oh my god, they sailed to the former Duel Academy that just got blown up.
Just Manjome on the dock.
Well, no, that didn't happen in GX. Although they built the campus where an active volcano is, so I mean,
kind of the University of Hawaii.
Yeah,
is that true?
Or Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's another one.
Bingo, bingo.
Would you be pissed, JC, if the only character we got back from GX was Manjome?
I would love it.
I would
laugh so
a lot of people love Chaz.
The Chaz is a meme character itself. He belongs in the show.
I would be content if GX's real big character, Wheeler the monkey. Yeah, the monkey showed up.
On the island
from GX. Mm-hmm. I turn it off right there.
They're like, you know what? I had it. That's it. Wait, that was the last straw.
Did they? No, they took his headgear off. Did they leave? They gave him a dual disc, right?
Yeah. You know who would fit really well from GX into this show? Actually, a lot of characters. Kronos, the professor.
Yeah.
He would fit.
He fit right into this show.
With Goha, that would be great.
I would not hate if it was Kronos and the principal, whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name, but the Shepherd. I know that's his name in the dub. Yeah.
He fits in.
Chancellor,
that's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
He's always trying to undermine Yugioh or something.
But I can't picture any of these characters in Studio Bridges style. I can't picture any of them. I can't picture them.
You can't picture them until you actually a brilliant artist draws it and you go, wow, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, I can't picture it.
Yeah.
Anyway, your guys' quick thoughts on that.
I'm very excited. I think, like you said, I think you hit all the points, really. It expands our world because we get another elementary school. We get, for the first time, actually, a sense of going somewhere. Other than, in town, the ramen shop, the finding the giant monster, whatever. But we're actually, going somewhere.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It moves the show forward in a physical way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it, too. Absolutely.
And I'm looking, and I think, is this our first adult student?
We don't know if it's an adult.
We don't know, but he said teacher?
He said captain of the ship.
Captain, that could be a kid.
It could absolutely
it's an elementary
be a kid.
School, right? So
Yeah.
it's probably another kid.
Yeah, their captain could be like a figurative,
it's not
president
the
of the school.
Well, let's remember, they call from the dinosaur gang, they call him professor.
Yeah,
but
he's not a professor.
Not a professor.
Yeah.
Or Gakuto is the president of the student council, and he's
and they
running
call
the
him
entire
He does a lot of work,
He
okay?
does.
Roof repair doesn't just
He's
happen.
the MVP.
Yeah, he fixed the roof. Are you kidding me?
He fixed the roof. He filled in.
Did he ever get to that, though?
On the rugby team.
We don't know.
Wasn't he too busy with everything else?
I don't know.
Honestly, one of the craziest untold stories of the show so far is, did he fix that roof?
Yeah, unanswered questions.
Well, I think it's pretty answered.
Like, with how tight-knit Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens has been, if I do top 10 unanswered questions, I might have to do some meme things like, did Gakuto fix the roof? There might not be any unanswered questions. I mean,
since you took everybody else's thoughts, I like what Nick T said about expanding the world and kind of looking for, branching out into new horizons. Literally, you don't really know where. You're on a ship in the middle of the sea. The options are endless. You don't know where it's going to go.
They could get shipwrecked.
They could.
Honestly, and
they could become
They
pirates.
get separated.
16 could not be them getting to where they needed to get.
They get separated. They end up on an island with cannibals or something.
This is not. We're not turning into Castaway. That's not happening.
It's Cannibal Holocaust.
Anything can happen. You gotta open your mind.
Cannibals?
You never know. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! It gets pretty
Don't
wild.
let him run wild.
Shia
You need to
LaBeouf.
rein him in.
There was a talking monkey. Come on.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Come on. Anything can happen in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Or like they wind up,
Cannibals is dark.
That is
they
pretty
wind
bad.
up like on the
They'll
set
find a
of,
way to
like,
make it funny.
Disturbia or something like that.
Disturbia.
That's
Yeah.
where Shia LaBeouf witnesses a murder in his neighbor's house.
But actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. You've never heard that before?
Actual cannibal?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You've never heard that before?
No.
Shia LaBeouf is the modern day Sweeney Todd.
I've heard I've heard a lot of things about
What are your
Shia.
thoughts?
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'll
I
show
mean,
you that
I
video.
like that even though there's probably not going to be a duel next episode, we're dealing with the
Yes.
fact of we're not just skipping over Rook and Roman's kind of tension towards each other right now.
I like that too.
It makes sense that we're addressing that she did betray us as the group, right? So she should have to own up to
Absolutely.
some of that stuff. And I think it could be good just to build the personal relationships between those characters.
Yeah.
And then 15, yeah, we're expanding the world, like you said. We're getting to see some new scenery. I think it'll be really cool having kind of an ocean floating school kind of background. And I'm always interested in kind of meeting new characters, especially if they're going to end up paying off down the line. So I'm cool with that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm just looking forward to it. I'm sure it's just gonna be fun, lighthearted, as
Yeah.
usual, and
I'm pretty open to anything right now.
yeah. You know,
So.
even if it doesn't end up being super plot heavy, which probably isn't gonna happen because everyone seems to be important. So, you know, in one way or another, like everyone
Yeah.
plays a role. So I'm sure this will play a role too. But I don't know. I just think it's gonna be fun. A nice little break from even though this wasn't that much tension, but you know what I'm saying. Like it was more tension than we're used to.
Exactly.
You know, with
yeah.
the whole Roa, the kind of abuse, the physical abuse.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. I don't have too much thoughts on it. It's just I'm looking forward to whatever.
Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. We are, and I want to hear from you guys as well. We do have a couple donations through Streamlabs link, so let me just get those up real quick.
Yes,
the
I would
link.
do those real quick.
Like someone.
Link Joken.
Shokin.
Get those. She holds the key to the castle. Goose! Thank you for the $10 donation. The format for the show is well written. Every episode introduced a new character and implemented humor and story to connect them all, leading up to the last episodes where they bring everyone together.
Yes.
Goose is absolutely right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation. Again, the donation and the link, I get a little bit more of a percentage, so I do appreciate it. Thank you, Goose. I think we have one more through that. XZ's Lover 104.
Yes.
Thank you for the donation, man. $10 donation. Really enjoyed the episode. Would be cool if they actually go to other worlds.
Yeah.
It would be.
Yeah.
Again,
Awesome.
I don't know if they are going to. We had a pretty in-depth discussion about that, but it would be amazing. I know XZ's Lover just wants to see some XZ's monsters in this.
It's not out of the realm. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! They always jump to different dimensions. It's kind of what they do a lot.
Yeah.
It is. It absolutely is. Novice Gamer donated $70.
Wow.
But I do have to say this because this happened with Game Master YOLO, who donated $100 a few weeks ago. I did not get it in my PayPal. So Novice Gamer, that probably means it was declined by the bank. That happens sometimes. Regardless, thank you so much for the massive donation, or at least the attempt. I seriously do appreciate it. First time dono, long time lurker. Been watching your vids since the Arc 5 days and finally came out to show a little support. Keep up the great work. Sevens has exceeded my expectations so far, and the last two episodes are my fave by far. # Team Rook. Novice Gamer, man, even though...
Team Rook.
Yeah,
Hashtag
Team Rook. Even though I didn't receive the 70, so just make sure that doesn't actually leave your bank account, because the same thing happened with Game Master YOLO, who tried to donate 100 through PayPal, and the bank detected it as fraud or something like that.
Yeah.
So I never ended up getting that, but I just, I don't want anyone to lose money,
Right.
especially if I don't end up seeing it on my end. So I don't see it on my end. If it does come in by the end of the stream, I'll let you know. Regardless, though, thank you so much for the sentiment, man. That is a massive donation, and I really do appreciate it. And thank you for the support since the Arc 5 days, dude.
Yeah.
And, I love my lurkers. I say that all the time, and I really do. A majority of people that watch my videos and my streams are lurkers. So if that's more your suit and you're still enjoying the content, That's all I can ask for. But yeah, definitely check that Novice Gamer because
Yeah,
I
he said I'll check that right now.
yeah,
Thanks for letting me
yeah.
know.
No problem. I just don't want that money to disappear or anything. And we had an issue with that a couple of weeks ago as well with the larger donation. Some banks, I guess, flag it as potential fraudulent.
When
So-
you're donating to something or you're paying for something in a place you're normally not. It's
And
kind
it's
of
a
out
large
of
amount.
yeah, it's kind of out of your trend bank wise. They'll
Yeah.
always assume it's not you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes, like, my bank will send, like, a text message to me and it'll be like,
Is this you?
Is this you? Text yes to let the purchase go through. Text
Yes,
no.
Yeah.
And you send yes, and then it'll process it later.
Yeah, so we're still working out the kinks with that Streamlabs PayPal link, but no, I seriously do appreciate the sentiment, man. I mean, that is a really, really nice donation, dude. So thank you. Even if the bank declined it, I mean, I'm seriously thank you, dude. It's the thought that counts. Seriously, thank you, Novice. We have a few more.
Yes.
Perfect.
Captain Rex donated $2
Hell yeah.
Thank you, Captain Rex.
This is when Nick T showed up, said, "Finally, the gang is complete. Hashtag Kaizo, the true villain."
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Nikki's on that theory.
I am.
Let's do it. I'll write it.
I want to mention something. I don't know when the right moment is, but it's something small
Okay.
that I wanted to bring up about the episode.
Okay.
Do it.
We'll read a few more.
Okay. We'll read a
Okay.
few more.
Alex Fermi donated $2.
Thank you, Alex.
Said thoughts on Red Eye's Dark Dragon, Dylan. He spelled it dragoon.
Yeah, it's
Dragoon.
Dragoon.
Okay.
I mean, that card is like, it's the meta now, right?
Yeah, that card's pretty
It's
strong,
really
busted.
broken. I mean, do you think it's going to get banned at some point?
Probably.
Yeah.
Either that or they'll ban Red Eye's Fusion because that's the card that'll bring it out easily.
No. Don't ban Red Eye's Fusion. Let's not do that. Sometimes
Usually,
they like to do that where they try and not ban the monster responsible, but they ban the ways to get to the monster.
I know, yeah.
And that just hurts all
but
the
that's
other.
why I'm saying they'll probably do that. I'm sorry.
No,
the
don't
Red
say
Eye's
that.
deck is over. It's
I don't actually have a real one, but I mean it still sucks. I mean, still leading over after still at 1.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I like killed that Dino deck that I have. But listen, I love the card.
Casualties, man.
Casualties is right. I'm just happy Red Eyes is like really good, even if it's not Red Eyes.
Your problematic fave.
Thank you for the dono, Alex.
Sean Gilbride donated $11.11.
I love the unique donation amounts, man. Thank you so much, Sean. Thank you, dude.
1111, make a wish.
How do you give specific amounts? Because I don't ever see that like happen.
I
Like,
think
it's, like,
when you
solid
donate,
numbers.
because I've donated a couple times on Super Chat too, and you do the scroller,
Oh, the
right?
scroll.
But if you click the amount and then type it in, you can
Oh,
type it
okay.
in manually.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Sean,
Really intense about
that is a really nice donation. 1111.
Doesn't
Seriously,
miss.
man, thank you. My wish is for everyone watching right now to have a great rest of the week. That's my wish.
I like that. I was gonna stick more to the show, and my wish is we get other shows to come into the show.
That
I'm just gonna say right now. Usually, when you say the wish, it doesn't come true. So
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep my wish in
Yeah.
my head.
sorry, guys.
I wish. With all my
Did you hear what I
heart.
wished?
Huh?
Did you hear what I wished?
No, I didn't.
I wish that everyone watching was to have a really good rest of the week.
That's really messed up on your part, actually.
Wow,
That
you are
say that out loud.
cold.
No, I didn't realize that was a thing. I
Yeah.
didn't, you know
Like
what?
when
Next
you blow out your candles on your birthday cake, you,
You
don't
don't say.
immediately go, "I wished for,"
next
because
donation.
it breaks the wish. It's bad luck.
With dragons.
Now that everyone's
Shadow
having a
Realm
bad
Z
day.
goes, "Now we're all gonna have horrible weeks." Hashtag Dylan the villain. in
If
the
you do, you
chat.
can blame it on me. Next donation.
What else is new?
What else?
Blame it on Dylan.
Plain Dylan.
Goose donated $5.
Nice.
Rating it 6.66 out of 10.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
666.
Mr. Goha needs more spice.
True.
I agree with that. No more. Ha ha ha.
Huh, huh, huh.
Ha ha ha.
Said
You
the
said a different number
finale.
this time, though.
You did.
Six, six.
Six.
Article 6, whatever.
Yeah, section 66.
The finale should have delivered more. I like Roa, but as a season 1 villain, he fell short.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I don't know if I would say season 1 is over though.
No, I'd say it's just the
No.
first arc.
Yeah.
First
The
one.
mini
Yeah, I never thought he was gonna be a villain, Goose.
I got more rival vibes.
Yeah, I always got rival vibes, and I know we're coming off Reigns where obviously Revolver was a villain, but like, man, Jomei was never a villain.
He was just a dick.
Jack Atlas, I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't say villain.
Woo!
You're right. Kaito was never a villain.
Jack is
Technically, well, he did kill a lot of people. In season 1, he went off. I mean, he was doing it for a good reason, but he did kill a lot of people.
straight up say it how it is.
Like, he's not a villain,
I
but...
mean, he did kill a lot of people, so.
You know, they bribed him.
But it's up to
but he did it.
interpretation whether he's a villain or not in Dylan's eyes.
Yeah, he was still a good guy, but he did kill a lot of people.
That's too good.
That delivery was great, dude. Great delivery, man. You're right.
You know, it is.
Yeah, I
It is
see
what
what
it
you're
is.
saying, Goose. Sometimes the rival does start off with more antagonistic views, but yeah, you know, we'll see what Roa does from here on out. I'm interested to see his purpose.
Well, we know
now.
he's willing to do sketchy things to get what he wants, and I doubt he's gonna stop here to get what he wants. So, and he'll go against Goha or whoever. So he'll definitely still go for what he wants.
Yeah, and it took a new Sevens archetype card to defeat him. Otherwise, everything else he knew exactly what would happen.
Yep.
Right.
So I say that's pretty good on his part.
Definitely.
There's a lot more for him in the future.
And this might be a perfect time to mention the thing, since we're talking about kind of the Roa thing. It's about Rook and Roa. There was a line that Rook said in the episode that caught my eye. I don't know if anyone's gonna find interest in it, but he actually said while Roa was dueling, and doing summoning his ace and doing all that crazy stuff, he actually like pointed out Roa's like the strongest duelist I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's big because he's always talking about himself. So
Yeah.
for him to acknowledge someone else is stronger than him or anyone,
Definitely.
that's saying a
also
lot.
noticed that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought
Yeah,
that was kind of
that
a
is
pretty
interesting.
interesting.
That
line.
was a big moment there, and I think a moment that could end up being a meme later, but if they want to take it in a little more serious route, is when Yuga kind of reaffirms where he's like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously. We were talking about this before the stream.
Yeah.
And want to be like, I want to be the king of duels. You have that shot of like Rook in the
Rook,
background.
yeah, he
Looks a
looked
little
at him.
angry, like, yo, like, whoa, what the hell, man? Like, I've always wanted this.
Yeah.
And so there could be a little bit of
And he looks concerned.
bumpy road
like,
between the two of them coming down the
it
road.
could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, on the meme side of that, when they talk about like anybody could really be the king of duels, and he's like, even me, Rook, and
Probably not.
probably not.
That was so
Most
funny.
Probably not.
Nobody voted for him. He's like, yeah, he's not gonna. Nope.
Poor bastard. But he was trying so hard throughout the episode when it was just like, I'm the king of duels. And Rook.
And
He's like,
Rook,
yeah,
And Rook.
yeah, it's me.
What's crazy to me is he's the best duelist right now.
He is, yeah. He hasn't lost yet.
Yeah, so like it's crazy that people they're like, nah, you don't have a chance. I would.
He's
disagree.
not marketing himself in the correct way.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Because he's always like joking around so much they can't take him seriously.
Even though I mean, to him, a lot of the time it doesn't seem like he's joking. Like he thinks he's serious.
He's
like,
serious, but in a joking way. But he's very
We're all like,
serious.
dude, you're a joke.
And they see him as a joke.
I love
Yeah.
it. No, I think.
But
he's
he is the
and he's-
strongest, though.
Yeah.
But to acknowledge that Roa is stronger or like the strongest he's ever seen is saying a lot for his character. 'cause
It is. I just wish that
I
Roa
can't
won to
wait
back it up.
for
You
the
know,
Rook heel turn.
Ro-
though.
I would love to see Roa versus Rook. That's
That'd
a
be
good duel.
that'll
That'd be a good
happen.
Rook, yeah.
Because that would be his undefeated streak probably gone right there.
That'll happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe, but Roa didn't win. Roa didn't beat Yugioh.
It's one duel.
I
No,
wouldn't
but
be-
Rook did though.
Yeah, exactly. So if Roa and Rook dueled, I would think Rook is the favorite. Roa lost to a character that Rook beat.
After seeing
So if
Rook,
I
Rook
go
is
by
his
power
though,
scale,
Yeah.
it's Rook, Yuga, Roa.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
as
Rook's
of right now,
small
yeah.
sample
But
size, you know?
considering
Small
he's the
sample size,
rival
yeah.
and he's technically like the best friend rival character, typically the rival would be.
Typically, yes, but but
winner.
Rook is a different kind of best friend character.
I
Rook is
agree.
gonna
They've
have
done
a
him
heel turn.
fantastically,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like that line was there on purpose.
Yeah, you're
No,
probably
that's-
right.
It's a really good point. Because the tone felt different. It didn't feel like a joke when he said it. It
No,
felt
it-
very real.
Yeah, he was like, oh, he's really the strongest I've ever seen. Like he's incredible.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that didn't feel like
and
a
he doesn't
throwaway
really
line.
like
I get what
boast
you're
over
saying.
anybody else
Yeah.
but himself.
I
Sounds
think as
funny.
soon as Rook loses a duel, he heel turns.
I would love it, dude.
That would be interesting to see what would happen if he lost.
I just
goes
want to.
dark.
I want to say the people in the chat were pointing out that Rook, technically, they were saying lost to the hologram man, but from what I remember, he said he won.
No, he won.
Just
yeah.
nothing happened because he didn't have a new way of dueling.
Well, no,
in
he
that
didn't.
one.
He ran out of time.
So
Didn't he?
I thought he timed out.
I'm pretty sure
he won.
I'm pretty sure he did win though. He just nothing happened because it was
But
just
then
the old style.
But then
of
why did
dueling.
he get the X's on his duel disc?
Yeah, no, I think it was because
I thought
Because he
ran out of
tried.
time.
Because he tried to do it and it didn't work.
I thought he timed out.
Yeah, I thought he timed out also.
But
Yeah, everyone's saying.
Either way,
lost
he didn't
the
lose
time.
outright.
Yeah, he
yeah,
lost.
I didn't
Yeah.
think he lost outright.
He lost because he ran out
beat
of
him,
time.
Yeah, yeah,
So I saw some people saying that.
yeah, which is fair, I suppose. Yeah. But also, that duel is a little wonky because Yugioh wins thanks to the card that the person he's dueling with entrusted
Right, so
him
it's all
with.
set up.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all set
Yeah,
up
it's
also
set up.
because it's the whole Rush Duels thing that Yugioh made, but it's timed because of our hologram man.
Yeah.
It all.
And
It's literally Inception.
666.
It's literally Inception.
the
6
duels aren't
minutes.
timed anymore, right? They're not timed
66
anymore.
They're not timed.
I haven't
like,
seen the time
It's
thing.
the
They're
idea
not.
of it like being quick.
Yeah.
It's like, why does that have to be fast if Yugioh was the one that created Rush Duels, not our
Yeah.
Otis? now
Yeah.
I'm calling
No,
him.
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Very
There's a
interesting.
couple more. Okay.
Brian Ford donated $5.
Dude, on a roll.
Brian.
Brian, dude,
Fire.
thank you, dude. Seriously.
Said Yusaku being in Sevens would be so funny. Yugioh would make a joke, and Yusaku would be like, "I was tortured as a kid," and the room would be silent.
I would love it just for that line.
I mean, really.
I was
Really.
tortured as a kid.
I think it would
Just
be
for that
hilarious. Yeah, I think it would be really funny.
That would really
That'd
give
be
it a dark
great.
twist.
Yeah.
Brian, thank you for the donation, man. Thank you.
At least you have a childhood.
Yeah.
Brian Ford donated another $5.
Jesus.
Brian.
Brian, dude, seriously, man. Jesus.
Said also, if Yusaku was added, he could add to the show by showing that dueling isn't all just fun and games, and could reveal Goha's evil intentions.
true.
Could be a good that would be something that
Absolutely.
he could add.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Sure, I mean, I know you would.
You saw. I hate myself. I'm trying to like not be like against it, but like,
No, if you're against it, you're against it. That's okay.
but like, Yusaku's character never really seemed to care. Like he never had a goal necessarily. Like he didn't care.
Well, to stop the Knights.
Yes, but that was for his own personal goal of revenge. After that, I mean, like he was just kind of joining the plot because he was there. Like I don't think he would have an interest in what's going on, unless it was involved with I. But I don't know. That's the way I've always seen his character. Like he was there, but like
yeah, he fought against the Ignis for I.
for I. But
Well,
But also,
that
the world was about to end. So he lives in the world, so
He was
Yeah,
saving his
probably
life
pretty,
as well as
it's a pretty important plot point.
no, it's just my personal issues. I never felt like Yusaku like cared about anybody. So like, why would he care?
He cared about
Because
his own agenda.
if you bring him in, that's exactly what, if you have the balls to bring him in, you're bringing in I. I is that character.
Yeah, you have
and so,
to bring
and so
I.
that's his
That's the
motivation.
That's the only way.
How do you bring
I's
in?
dead.
How do you bring in? Well,
He's
we
not
know
dead.
he's
We
not.
saw he's alive.
And so how do you bring in Yusaku and leave that? If you're gonna go all the way, you
Yeah, you
go
might as well
all the
You know,
way.
he
Yeah.
reigns.
You don't leave that
Find
plot
Yusaku,
thread
and
hanging of
find
I.
I is
All
Gohan.
Yusaku has to say is, I lost someone once.
Yeah, and then he finds out that boom, here he is.
No, that I's dead.
No,
That wouldn't
we
be
saw
good
him.
enough.
We
That
know
just
he's
wouldn't be
alive.
good enough.
He's still
Because that would be such a huge
Man,
tease.
and people think that I want a lot. Jeez.
That is.
It's a theory.
Oh man,
Woo! Brian, thank you for the donations, man.
guys, I love Yusaku. All right.
I know, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
really do.
It's okay. You know what? We're gonna get through this together.
I don't know, man.
We're gonna get through your hatred of Yusaku together.
Don't burn down my house, please.
I'm not a fanboy. You don't have to
the
worry.
line between
Oh.
love and
Next
hate
donation.
is very thin.
Jack Knight 21 donated $5.
Thank you, Jack.
Said, "Hey guys, I'm making a game and was wondering if you wanted to hear the story. It is dark. I'm going to school for video game design."
Yeah,
Nice.
of course.
I'm
What?
always down for stories.
What,
Send it
dude?
our way.
You don't even have to ask, man. You kidding me?
Yeah,
Jack, we'd love to hear
that
it,
would
man.
Be great.
If he posted it in the chat, just copy it and paste it. Thank you, Jack.
He donated another $5
Oh.
and said, "Hey Dylan, there's a funny Yu-Gi-Oh story on Farfa May channel. You should check it out. It's really funny with Farfa, and it was epic."
Sure, I'll
Okay.
jot it down. Thank you, Jack.
Watch that too. See if it's good.
Next dono is from Goose again, donated $2.
Goose.
Said, "The new summary gives me One Piece vibes."
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, the pirate stuff.
Exactly.
that's
Dude,
right.
It's Luffy. All right.
You know,
Love
there
that.
was a
Yeah.
pirate episode in GX too.
There was a pirate episode in Arc 5 too.
They just love pirates.
Oh yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Wow.
matey.
He's so depressed about GX.
Don't worry, the pirate episode is only a 2-part duel.
Next donation.
It's an entire arc actually.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R.
You'd think it'd be R, but it's actually the C.
Oh, see.
What?
Next dono.
Hey,
Next dono is from
puns.
Danger Charizard.
That's so good.
Donated $5.
Thank you,
and said,
Charizard.
What if the new world is the spirit world?
Oh, we haven't seen the
Wow.
Spirit World in a long time. Since
That'd be
5Ds. Yeah, since
That'd be really
5Ds. That would be amazing if they... Yeah, we could see that if it's more dual monsters
Somehow,
focused.
Yuga's cards, since he's really making these sevens cards, start talking now.
Well, it would be like Wings Kariba.
yeah, like a Win Karibo
Yeah.
then. That's what I want.
That would be amazing. I actually like that, Danger Charizard. That's a really good suggestion. Yeah. Thank you for the donation as well. Thank you, Danger.
We have
Dangerous Salamander.
another dono from Brian Ford.
Brian.
Donated $5.
Jeez.
Said, okay, I think the next 5 minutes should be spent on talking about how cool Roa is.
All right.
I love
I'll
Roa.
start.
I
Yeah.
like
it's
him.
cool.
Well,
I like
Brian,
it.
thank you for the donation. Let's actually go around the table for
Say
the
one
next
good
few
thing
minutes.
about Roa.
No, not say
His singing voice.
our favorite character through 13 episodes.
Okay.
Starting with Kate.
With me,
Yep.
Roman.
Pete.
Honestly, it's Yuga. These last like
Wow,
6
Yuga.
episodes.
It's
He
close
was
for
one
me.
of my least favorite characters when you asked this question. Like after like episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It's Yuga now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a huge turn.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
He's
Good
good.
answer. Good answer.
Oh, thank you.
You know I'm gonna pick Rook. I mean,
Yeah.
I
that's
know
my
you're
boy.
great, Rook. Yeah.
I do like Rook as well.
Yeah, but Roa's a close second there because he really made a good impression.
That's fair.
Yeah, Ro is good too.
Yeah. Nick T.
I think I have to go with Roman. It's tough for me because I've been very high on Yuga, very high on Roa, and very high on Rook too. So, but like, it's got to be Roman, dude.
You know who never gets any love? Gakuto.
I love Gakuto, but we don't see enough of him in action.
Yeah,
We
he's
gotta
always
see
there.
more.
He's a great support, and I actually do like him a lot. He's definitely like
I love
upper
him.
mid
He's
tier
great.
for me.
Yeah, upper mid. He's mid. Yeah. Cal.
So-
I wouldn't say he's mid.
So in the beginning, I was a big Rook fan. I think he's becoming a little too memey for me.
Wow, like Mimi Itachi or
No,
my favorite.
like just kind of like a joke.
Okay.
Because like the way his character is, like when you start, is like he's the big bad best duelist, and now it's just kind of like, oh, don't forget about me. Like
Really?
It has become a little
and
bit about
to
that.
me,
Yeah.
like that's not what I wanted in his character. Like I figured that would be more of a like it's more of a jokey manner that I would expect from a character like Gakuto, not like Rook.
Yeah.
So I feel like I understand that like it's more of him being like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm like the one who hasn't lost, or I'm the guy who was told that is
I
like the
am the
best
one-
duelist in
one.
the school or whatever. But I just don't like the way I guess he's been portrayed in the last few episodes.
That's fair.
So
Interesting.
my favorite right now would probably be Yuga as well.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
Wow, way to not think for yourself.
Yeah,
My-
that whole spiel right there was definitely everybody.
Interesting
else's.
about Rook. My favorite is
Mimi. Yeah, I agree actually.
I know who your favorite is.
who's my favorite?
Sushi Waifu.
We do
I
like
saw
this
that
guy.
coming.
Are we talking about design or oh no, just character?
She's
Yeah, just
Oh wait, I know who it is.
I forgot.
I do like Mr. Gohan a lot. Now, my favorite is Roman. I think Roman has been really good so far.
So
Obviously,
three
I
Romans.
love supporting our main lead girl.
A
I
lot of
always do it.
Sims here.
Roman Empire.
Wow, I'm shocked.
I have something to say about what Calibro said about Rook.
Yeah, he insulted your boy.
Well, you know.
Yeah, no, yeah, get him,
All right,
get him.
Physically.
listen here, Yugi. Anyway. What's interesting about that is, yes, they've been treating him kind of as like a meme, but I feel like that's gonna come up later because if you see like at the end of the episode when Yuga's now announcing that he's going to become Duel King, he looked at him. He seemed really concerned now.
Look, heel turn.
I feel like that's gonna come back around, and at some point he's gonna get very serious. Like, no, I'm serious. I'm going to become the king.
It's the only thing he's really had so far.
Yeah,
Like, that's
so I
what
feel
he
like
wants.
it's a joke now, and that's gonna come up too. It's gonna be like, seriously, guys, I'm not a joke. Like, I want this.
Right.
Like, I'm not playing around.
Yeah.
Like,
JC,
you know, that
I
could come
want a Rook heel turn. I want
Let's
him
go,
to
man.
be evil, and then
well, I don't know about
then
evil,
I'm
but
in.
It's almost like
evil.
but that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not evil, but
it's almost like,
Yeah.
if you show, because remember he's the one that got Yuga involved in this, right?
Right, yeah.
So it's almost like you're the best at a video game, right? You show your friend the video game, you're still better than him or her, right?
Right,
And you're
yeah.
beating them at that game, and yet they get more popularity on maybe social media, YouTube for playing that game. I'm better than them. I showed them that game, and I'm getting more popularity anyway.
Although Yuga did create the game, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's giving me like death stares over there. I don't know what he's.
You got some
but I think
tension
Nick
here?
T's more
I don't
realistic.
know.
Like, he'll show you a game, and then you'll just be better.
That doesn't.
That's exactly what I mean.
But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I would
No,
love it
but
because I think that's gonna
Any
happen.
game that I've ever played with him. Oh, hey Dylan, here's Guitar Hero. Isn't this fun?
Next day, hey, I just FC'd through the fire and the flames, bro.
Is that a lie? Let me know the last part. Is that a lie?
No, I don't think you showed me the Guitar Hero.
I did. I brought Guitar Hero 3 to your house, and then like the next week you had your mom buy you 1 and 2.
Oh, thanks, man, for introducing me.
You're welcome.
Got him.
We're pretty. You're not. You can play expert.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
But I'm not.
We're
You're
on-
better though.
We're on like
Ah.
a similar level.
Andrew, what's up, man?
Hi,
Andrew
Andrew.
said tell them the Guitar Hero 3 story. What's the Guitar Hero
My
3
brother?
story?
Andrew?
Yeah, your brother.
Oh,
Andrew.
dude, what's up? Wait, what, Guitar Hero 3 story.
And
That's what he said.
I don't know the Guitar Hero.
Well, I think
thing.
that's. Yeah, refresh my memory.
Maybe that's what we just talked about.
Maybe it's just what we just said. Yeah.
Well,
Is
Nick-
that
Nikki's
where like
brother is
Dylan
here.
showed you up, maybe in Guitar Hero
Yeah,
3?
but Andrew and I rented it from Blockbuster, and we brought it. I think it was for the Wii at the time.
Oh,
That's what
did
version
I
we
just
brought.
miss it? He said.
Yeah, I think you might have just missed it. Yeah, where we bring it over, we play, Dylan loves it, and then gets really into it, has his mom buy him 1 and 2 for the PlayStation, and gets dumb good at it.
Yeah.
See, I was a big fan of Rock Band because I liked to sing, even though I can't sing. I just liked yelling in the mic.
I do love Rock Band.
Fun days. You just turn the TV really high up, and then you just put the microphone to the TV. Yeah, and then it sings it perfectly.
yeah.
No, see, I'd rather sing myself.
Sounds like
Okay, well then you're gonna fail. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I can hit the notes. This doesn't sound good.
That was
Bruh.
rough.
You want to take this
That was-
outside?
Okay, next up.
You can't beat him right now. He's wearing the wig.
I know. I'm sorry,
You
Cal.
can't. Don't start a fight.
I'm not trying to start
They'll
a
send
fight.
you to the
Next
shadow.
Next dono. Next dono. Next dono.
Davis Enos donated $5.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, Davis.
Thanks, Davis.
Yeah, I love that.
Are you Elvis Presley?
So tall.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, like very much.
Said 3 things guaranteed. The grass is green. The sky is blue.
Jesse hates frames.
JC
Damn.
hates
Yes! That was it?
Yes.
You made the big time, bro.
I didn't see that one, so I'm very happy that I
So
got
my
that
hatred
right.
is a meme now.
Well, yeah, that's okay. That's what
What
happens.
did you do to me?
That's what happens on this channel. Everyone becomes a meme.
It's true.
It's
Davis,
alright.
thank you for the
It's
dono.
alright. You gotta hate something.
Are we? You're right.
You
Oh,
gotta
I
hate
don't-
something.
I don't know about that.
At some point.
Are we wrapped up?
No. Brian Ford donated $10.
Brian!
Dude, Brian is setting records. Jesus, man.
He said, I really do kind of resent Sevens for how unimportant Gakuto is seeming to be. I want
They
to
do
have
need to give him a
faith,
big
but
role.
I honestly think he will be the Shingo of Sevens, and
Oh.
that makes me really sad.
No, he won't be the Shingo. I think Gakuto is due for a big win.
I think they did release some new cards for him.
They
so
did,
He's gonna
and
do it
he's
again
he's
soon.
on the cover of a new pack coming out in Japan very
Yeah.
soon. Gakuto, we still haven't seen his upgraded ace from Yami Ruler. Gakuto is going to get a win in the next
Yeah.
8 episodes. Mark my words on that.
I think any worry that Gakuto or Rook has become like a little irrelevant, too much of a joke, is going to be sort of eased because this is our first arc. Everybody gets introduced. We kind of play it all out right now. From here on, I think we're really getting to the meat and potatoes of the show, and that's where everyone else sort of gets their time to shine. And
Absolutely.
including Gakuto, including Rook.
I would have agreed that Gakuto would have been like forgotten, but obviously they added him in this mini arc. You know, he
Right.
did duel against Roman, so he played a role.
Yeah.
So at least that's a good enough sign, maybe.
And he was
And he
set
got
up.
a good
He was
duel,
set up
too.
to fail. I mean, when we knew
Yeah.
going into that, especially after Rook's win, we're like, okay, well, he's losing. That's how
He
this
has
works.
to,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
how this
So-
works.
Yeah, but at least he played a role.
You're right. At least he played a role. That's what matters. Yeah, we'll see, Brian. I would have faith, though. And thank you for another very generous donation, man. Seriously, dude. You've really been the MVP. You've been the GOAT tonight, man.
Das gut.
The goat. Electric Kevin donated $2 Australian.
My friend from Aussie Land. Thank you, Kevin.
He said,
Without fail.
just reminding y'all, Sevens will be the best Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Kevin does say that all the
He does say
time.
that all
Could
the
be.
time.
We will
Never
see.
know.
I respect
We will
it.
see.
Only 13 episodes in, so you never know.
Wait, what was it?
7-7.
That
What?
could
I
end up
didn't
being
hear.
the best Yugioh, this anime.
It could
so.
be. Yeah, Arc 5 definitely almost did.
Yeah, I know. Well, we'll see. We'll
Always
see,
have the
Kevin.
potential.
But in the
We'll
end,
see.
it didn't even matter.
Thank you for the donation.
Proxyman Dirk donated.
Oh, thank you, Dirk.
Said, opinions or comments on Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's insert song. I give it a 9 out of 10. Hopefully it's not just something for episode 13.
I agree. I
was
thought it
great.
was so
I
good.
loved
Yeah,
it,
it was
yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was a great song. Better than the opening and
That
ending.
could end up
Yes.
just being
Every-
Roa's theme.
Every time he summons his ace,
Yeah, that
or
could
like
just
a
be
new
his
ace.
theme every
Yeah.
time.
Well, he had music playing as he was dueling too, which I like that in the
Yeah,
background.
I
Oh, yeah.
loved
That was good.
I loved
Yeah, I'd give the song like a 9.5 out of 10. I
Yeah.
thought it was perfect.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah. There wasn't much more I could ask and want from it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy about it.
You're not going to bed.
Dude, this is how it goes. Really do be
Captain
like
Rex
that.
donated $5 Canadian.
Thank you, Captain. And thank
said-
you, Proxy Man.
Yes, and said, Dylan, when's the timeline video? Dylan, yes, in 2044.
No, I'll get to the timeline very soon. Yeah, I'm just working out some kinks. It's coming.
Sure.
It's coming.
And said, hashtag justice for Gakuto.
Yes.
Justice for Gakuto.
Justice for
Yes.
Gakuto.
Gakuto,
We'll get it. We'll
best
get that
boy.
justice.
Yes, we will. And that's it.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Perfect. God, you made it seem like we
I
had
know.
like 50 more.
So
Let me make sure I didn't miss any on Super Chat.
Yeah, I think
Or not
one-
Super Chat, the
One way to
Streamlabs.
key in.
Yes, Axe. Axe the Road. Thank you.
Axe.
Hi, Dylan and everyone. Glad to see everyone doing well. Also, I'm excited and nervous about the shop. Axe did help with a lot of the designs.
Yes.
A lot of the outline designs are her. Pretty much all of them are. The Yusei one isn't right now, but the Gakuto and Roman one are. The Rook and Yuga one will be. I know she's whipping up a Roa one, and we will be adding some from Legacy shows as well.
Awesome.
But don't be nervous, Axe. I mean, you've done some amazing work, and I know we already
It's awesome.
had someone,
Yeah.
Pseudo Rider, already made a purchase, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So
You're a
prob-
great artist. So don't worry
Probably,
about
yeah,
it.
probably my
Yeah.
first customer.
Yeah.
So thank you, Pseudo Rider.
Everything I've seen looks really good.
Yeah,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Also, did you get any follow up from?
No, there was nothing more after that.
Okay, I just hope
Yeah.
you didn't lose the money.
Oh, I just got a message. Tell Kate, tell Dylan I'll follow up with him later on my dono from earlier. I didn't see it get declined.
Okay,
Interesting.
I haven't received it yet, but I remember with Game Master YOLO, it took like 3 or 4 hours because I was on Twitch later that night. It was a Monday night where he was like, "Oh, I just got notification that it got declined."
Yeah.
So it's weird that they didn't give him like a notification right
Like
away.
right
or-
away, like,
um,
hey, that didn't go through.
Yeah. Also, if I get it, I mean, there's no way for me to let you know, but yeah, hopefully it doesn't just disappear. But we'll figure it out. No,
Or you
no
can
big
let him
deal.
know by thanking him in the next video.
Yeah, I'll make note of it in the next video. I mean, still, the sentiment is amazing, so
Yeah.
thank you.
Absolutely.
You guys were all amazing tonight, seriously. I had a blast. I knew this was going to be a long one because it was the end of an arc. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for allowing me to make these videos. I mean, these are my favorite videos. We get people from the
Yeah,
community
of
on.
course.
We all hang out. We BS about the show and theories. It's amazing. Special shout out to Brian Ford as well, who just went on a train tonight. So thank you, Brian, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all amazing to me every single night, and I'm so thankful for it. Legendary, follow him on YouTube. Legendary Duels makes really creative Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Link is
I
right in the
try.
description. Do you guys want to plug anything? The normal crew.
Um,
All of their stuff can be found in the
Yeah.
description.
all of it?
Let me check.
It's not.
I don't
Yeah.
think so.
No,
So
it's
yeah,
really
my
there.
Wow. Oh, dang. Thanks, dude.
Nick T's stuff is all in there. You can go first, actually.
That's crazy.
Take Nick
They
T.
didn't
Wow.
have faith in you.
They didn't have
Yeah.
faith in me. I know.
That's the shock of 2020 right
That
there.
is
crazy.
the
I do everything for
The
him.
fact that even my Twitter's in there.
I know.
That's just
Wow.
how it is.
Follow me
I know,
on
the
Instagram or
disrespect,
Twitter
man.
at Nick Timoneri, and follow my band on Instagram or Twitter, MomFightNJ.
You can follow me on Twitch. It's Calbreezy, CalBreeZzy. It's also in the link below. I have my gaming Twitter in the link below, same name, Calbreezy. And then that's really
When's the next time you're dueling?
well, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm brought back into the Yu-Gi-Oh universe in
As
SEVENS.
soon as the doors open.
Open the door. I'm waiting.
Clueless Gamers is my YouTube channel. We have a couple videos up there from last week. One of them doing really, really well, the Batman video. So please check that out on Twitter as Pete Vaccaro21.
Sweet.
Kate Barney on Twitter.
You guys are all incredible. You can also follow me on Twitch at SuperDeepRot, link down below. Have a merch shop. Still have a lot of items to add, but if you want to look at the preliminary merch shop, please take a look. It's linked in the description. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for, again, allowing me to do what I love to do. And hopefully 10 years from now, we are still talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Don't scoff at that, bro. You never know.
No, I'm serious. That's a good future.
Thank you all so much for watching. We made it past Hump Day, Thursday, Friday, then the weekend. I will be live on YouTube tomorrow, unlocking Igami at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.
guys.
Good
See ya.
night.